Hello, everyone. I'm Jack.
Do this properly
okay. Fucking God.
So-
you heard me count down.
I was thinking for the new season that we shouldn't like interrupt his countdown. We should
Yeah,
just
at least
let
for
him,
the
like as
first
soon as he
bit. At
goes
least for the
live.
first one, right? Yeah.
Hi,
So
everyone.
let us know when you're about to start, is what I'm saying.
Welcome to Roll the Tongue, the show where we roll
One.
our tongues. I don't know. I'm horrible. I can't do it, man. We're gonna start our first session of Rime of the Frost. Okay, my fucking God. My actual God. Got a religion and now I'm praying to him, man. Come on.
Is it Brad?
Yeah, it's Brad.
You formed a religion and now you're taking him in vain.
Pretty much. I gotta turn this music down just a little bit. I'm Jack, and this is Roll the Tongue. We are here today to play Rime of the Frostmaiden, the first session of it that we promised months ago, but only just finally finished a different campaign that we thought wasn't going to be a campaign.
I think you mean one shot.
A one-shot, yeah. We finally finished our one-shot after half a year.
Just your casual 16-part one shot.
Yeah.
This was a belt-fed one shot. High capacity. That one shot is banned in California.
So today, this whole adventure is about the extremely cold, dark, and horrible events that take place in Icewind Dale, the frozen north of Faerun. Lots of horror, lots of cold. It's very dark out, like a lot. So it should be a good time for everybody that decided they just wanted to go visit for the summer, because there is no summer here.
There's plenty of horror.
There's plenty of horror, yeah.
There's plenty of it. I'll make sure.
The players are the same as normal, so I won't bother introducing them yet, but they'll have their opportunity to introduce their characters as soon as we start playing. So, I'm going to go ahead and bring us... Wow, that is very loud. Fix it. All right, I'm going to bring us over to the game screen here, and you're kind of getting a little bit of a spoil for yourself on the side of the screen there, but that should be fine. As I'm gonna go ahead and bring this music down and read something that I wrote last night, so don't fucking judge me. 1 second. Let's see here. Through a clearing in a terrible blizzard, 5 individuals make their way through the snow. 2 men wrapped in layers of furs are dragging a hefty wooden cross through the tundra, while another similarly dressed man and woman drag a girl with long red hair behind them. Agatha had originally accepted her fate when her name was drawn, but after seeing the last building of East Haven swallowed by the snow, she began to panic and pull at her restraints. Her wrists turned red and her voice coarse as she screamed and pleaded for help, for anyone at all, to save her from this cruel fate. Although she wouldn't be able to pull away, her escorts simply stayed quiet, for they had no words that would make her feel at ease in her final moments. While the 2 men carried the cross to a stable spot and began hammering it into the ground, Agatha could only watch with frozen tears. The blizzard had zapped the remainder of her strength, and she could do nothing as Captain Arlagath, a half-elven woman, stripped her bare as the day of her birth, and with the help of the other guards, hoisted her up to the cross and tied her to it. The cold snow caught in her fiery red hair, and the cold nipped at her exposed flesh. As another tear began rolling down her cheek, Captain Arlagath brushed it away with her mitted hands. She looked down at her mitt to see that the tear had already froze. It's important to know that Arlagath didn't take any pleasure in this act, and neither did any of the men escorting Agatha. Her name was drawn as fair as anyone else, and it was just as likely that any of their names would have been drawn instead. But this was the duty that needed to be done, and they were resolved to carry it out. As the men began to trek back to town, Arlagath looked up to the sky. The clearing in the blizzard showed a colorful aurora wisping in the night sky as if painted on canvas. Its beauty betrays its nature, however, as most of Ten Towns believe this to be Aril's doing, the god of winter's wrath. She flies across the sky, casting dreadful magics that keep the frozen north in a perpetual winter. The townsfolk believe if they satisfy Aril with sacrifices, she will show mercy. But it's been 2 years since the sun has shone in Icewind Dale, and no signs of the blizzard's giving way. Most have given up, either leaving to the south or determined to die from frostbite. But some still hold out hope. Hope that someone, somewhere, will put a stop to the everlasting rime of the Frostmaiden. About 5 days later, after these events, we find ourselves... Just 1 second. A little bit of change here. About 5 days later, we find ourselves at what appears to be closer to the top of a hill. A fairly large city with big stone walls and made of stone and wood. Bryn Shander hasn't really seen a whole lot of foot traffic lately, but in its prime, it was the first stop for many who were coming into Icewind Dale. Well, like I said, it's very depressing, very cold here in Icewind Dale. Bryn Shander still maintains some amount of joviality, a lot of commerce and whatnot. Well, for the times anyway. And in the north of Icewind Dale, in the north of Bryn Shander, towards the North Gate, we come to the North Look. And some of you are currently loading into the map now. Which is a small little tavern and inn just about close to the north end of the city, right next to the gate. And looking through the window, which brightly illuminates the surrounding cold snow, shows the inn patrons just kind of going about their time, having as much merriment as possible that you can in times such as these. Just 1 second. Amongst the patrons, in kind of a corner somewhere, there is a tiefling currently sitting down having a drink after a very, very bad day. And I would love for Auralia or Spooky to introduce your character and kind of describe what they look like and what they are currently doing right now.
1 second. Let me... Oh, they're calling for you. Yeah, you're up first. Sorry. I made a wrong call. Someone was calling from the other room for someone to like help them with something, and so I was like, we'll send him first. And
Nope, completely against what my original plan had in mind.
Hi.
I would like for you to describe, as you're currently sitting in the corner of the North Look Inn, just kind of enjoying a hard drink, I would like you to describe what your character looks like, what they're doing right now, and just kind of introduce them.
One word, hot. They are absolute twink. Tiefling, but not reds and blues and purples, more golds and whites. Their hair is like a bleach blonde, but naturally that way. Their skin has a yellow hue to it, and their pupils are the only light parts of their eye, or what's it called? The iris, I think. Right. It's a gold color, and then the rest of their eyes are all black, with a similar deep black color to their horns. They wear a very skimpy outfit, despite it being blizzarding and very cold everywhere. It seems to not affect.
You had specifically come to the North Look because your normal stomping grounds, as one might put it, just kind of had a bad day at work. And while there were drinks there, and you could definitely partake, especially after hours, you decided a change of scenery would be for the best today, which is what brought you to the North Look. And you've gotten some eyes that are looking at you. Some people recognize you, but most people are just kind of like, maybe it's just the first time seeing you away from somewhere that wasn't there specifically. And you're just kind of looking around. And while most people are kind of enjoying their drinks to the best of their ability, you've overheard a couple of rumors that are, if not to just add to the depression of the times, rather strange. Just playing one thing. You heard that there appears to be a murderer on the loose of late. At first, there was a killing in Targos, and then about a week ago, there was one in East Haven. And then just 3 days ago, somebody right here in Bryn Shander was murdered in the streets. No one's been able to catch the killer, but a lot of people on their minds, and you keep hearing whispers amongst the other patrons that instead of like worrying about the cold and whether or not it's going to kill them, more or less they're worried about whether or not somebody with a knife will. Much the same type of eavesdropping, even if only accidental, on the other side of the tavern is a rather interesting person who's currently just resting their feet because they had only just arrived in Bryn Shander. And I would love for Gerald to describe their character, introduce them, and kind of what they look like and what they're doing.
We just discussed that there's a serial killer, and now we're like, oh yeah, Gerald, if you'd like to.
Yeah, no, it's just you've also like you're. It's not necessarily a conversation. Yeah, it's not necessarily a conversation you're partaking in. It's just like you're also like overhearing this from other patrons.
So my character's name is Strawn, and I am a drow half-elf that basically looks like you can't tell if they're just constantly tired or if they have makeup on that's just kind of poorly applied to their eyes. You can't tell because of just by looks if they are male or female, and they are kind of draped in long kind of black robes and with kind of shoulder length long black hair. They are also very kind of pale and blue-ish in skin color. And they are currently just reading a book in the corner and taking the notes in a notepad that they have.
Okay. Right, and like I said, that you've overheard very similar situations about some very gruesome murders, which is, you know, a really nice thing to hear when you just got here.
Here's our brochure.
Yeah.
We have Lily's
latest feature: murders in the streets.
Yeah.
Book with tour guide now.
Our favorite type of ale is whatever we have on hand, and there's a psychopath murdering people on the daily.
Pretty great, pretty great. Stumbling through the front door of the North Look, at first you notice the door open, but then you don't notice anybody walk inside until you turn your gaze a little bit down to see a very short-looking individual who had just burst in. Everyone who was currently talking turns to them, and I would love for Zaltu to describe your character, what their name is, what they're doing, and kind of what's going on with them. Why the fuck did they just walk in here?
Well, I, this time around, am playing Esophese. I am a short, very, very short, and extremely old-looking rock gnome. Balded head, big, unkempt beard, big bushy eyebrows. You can see the unkept nose hair and ear hair kind of tufts out as white, just covering half their face in various sources of hair. Shockingly, probably underdressed, all things considered, for the temperature outside. And as he stumbles into the tavern, he kind of looks around a little bit, clutching at his back. Has anyone seen twinkles around here? How about you, young man?
You're just like looking at like, is it like a random patron, or are you looking to one of the players?
The first person, the person closest to the door.
It's like the young man. It's just like a guy that was leaving that you knocked on his ass on the way in. And just like, I haven't seen this twinkles, and he just kind of gets his coat and walks off in a huff, like closing the door behind them.
Oh, he reminds me of my son.
And then you get a look at the bar from the what appears to be the barman. And just 1 second, as I totally remember off the top of my head who that is. have to look through my notes, man. My bad. I'm sorry, I didn't have the page up.
How dare you.
I know. Oh, it's so terrible.
You're ruining the air of professionalism.
It's absolutely
Quick,
If I haven't
again.
already, who appears to be this like gruff, older-looking human, who just like a lot of stubble, mostly like gray stripes rather than actual full gray hair, and he just kind of motions his finger for you to come closer to the bar.
Have I seen you somewhere before? Yeah.
I believe this is actually the first time we have ever met, and that is why... I'm sorry?
Is that you, Todd?
No, I'm Scarman. I'm Scarman.
I'm sorry.
Okay? Like, it's nowhere near Todd.
Todd, he's my son.
I have not seen...
Okay.
Oh my god. I just wanted to warn you that if you cause too much of a ruckus here, I'm going to have to kick you out in the cold.
I'm sorry, could you speak up? I'm a little hard of hearing.
I wanted to tell you that if you cause a oh my god. My actual gods. And he's just like...
Esophese has just started walking away. Kind of looking around things. I'm sorry. And he's kind of like walking, crawling under chairs because of his very low height. He's kind of like, oh, Twinkles, where are you?
Unfortunately, it is very unfortunate that in fact Twinkles is nowhere to be seen. You have no idea where he went. But
Same.
like as like the cold wind blows outside, a very large individual steps up to the door after just seeing somebody leave in a huff. As they themselves open the door and kind of almost knocks their head on the door frame before lowering their entire head to step on inside. And I would love for Chef to introduce us to your character, what they look like, and what they're kind of doing right now.
Of course. So Indigo is a over 7 foot tall Goliath man. He has a deep purple to his skin that almost looks like he's like perpetually undergoing frostbite. But it's just because his specific Goliath tribe descend from frost giants. So he's got that kind of natural pallor to his skin. He does, however, have this like fiery orange hair that's in like one mohawk down the streak of his head and these 2 little mutton chops. Right now, he is wearing this sort of like very thin hide armor, but has like a winter blanket draped around his shoulders, and he just sort of has these tattoos of like old giant runes on either side of his forehead, or not his forehead, either side of his head, like where he like keeps it shaved. And
Right.
He is coming in from the cold, which doesn't necessarily bother him. He almost feels like more, at least, understanding of what the environment has to offer him when he's out in the cold. So stepping into this sort of like civilization and like a city and like the bar, he looks around and just sort of like gauges, and he is looking for someone. He was told that he should be meeting someone here at this bar, and so he's sort of looking for someone that has that like look of recognition in their eyes as he approaches.
Right. And as you step in, of course, everybody now turns to see a Goliath in the bar. And something that you've come to understand about the 10 towns is that very few people see Goliaths. There's definitely Goliath tribes around this area, but most of them stay away from most civilization. So you're definitely getting a lot of glances. And the barkeep looks to you as well and just kind of puts his head in his hands. Just, please don't start something. Please don't start something. Please don't start something.
He like gives a knowing nod to the bartender and just goes, "I do not start, I finish."
Okay.
He walks off.
You had specifically come here looking for... Word on the grapevine was that there was somebody looking for your particular talents in certain affairs. And... just one second, I'm just managing a few things here. A very old shield dwarf woman by the name of Hlyn Trollbane. I'm sorry. Hlyn Trollbane who is hoping that someone of your stature could help her with a little job. And you do eventually meet eyes with a very elderly-looking woman who sits at one of the corners of the inn. And she kind of just raises her glass and motions to another glass that is currently sitting on the table as well. They're more like mugs. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Indigo strides purposefully. He's got, like, unintentionally, you know how in, like, slasher movies, the, like, serial killer, like, is just walking, but is, like, incredibly faster than anyone else. He's got one of those strides just because of how long his legs are, and so it's just this, like, clean, like, swift movement to, like, get over to it.
Right, and you kind of struggle. Yeah, you kind of struggle to sit down because these chairs weren't meant for gnomes, but they're definitely not meant for Goliaths either. As it's more like a footstool that you're sitting on.
He pushes the chair to the side and kneels. Just, like, gets down on one knee like a football play.
Oh, whoops. I need to turn that setting off real fast. Why did that turn on?
That was weird. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, no,
Passive
you're
perception
good.
of 17. I note you noting.
I know you noting. But yeah, in case you guys haven't noticed that when you talk, your tokens will show the message above them. Usually, I usually remember to turn the pan feature off that pans to the person that recently typed, but I just this time forgot, I guess. It must be client-based, so you have to turn it off yourselves.
All right.
Whoops.
I'll try to find it.
It should be just in core settings, pan the speaker, pan the token speaker,
Yeah.
and just turn
All
that
right,
off.
I turned it off.
All right, so that should work.
I'll never turn off my pan setting.
The setting cog, configure settings, on the right toolbar.
This is pan erasure.
Sitting down at the bar, or kneeling down rather, you do notice that she appears to have some battle scars, probably from past battles fought, more so than like any type of accident or anything like that. And with kind of an elderly voice, she goes, "Well, there's not that many Goliaths, so I'm assuming you're Indigo?"
Duh.
I've been looking for somebody to help me with something, and I'm glad that you actually decided to show up.
There is not a lot to do around here.
I don't know if you've heard, but lately there's been some murders across the bigger towns in Icewind Dale. And there has been there's been a murder in Targos, in East Haven, and even just 3 days ago there was a murder here in Bryn Shander. I was hoping that you could help me track down the person that is responsible and kill him.
Well, he sort of like looks around to see who's like paying attention. He's just like, "Let these."
Fair amount of people. They
Yeah.
can't quite. It's not an earshot, but there's
Yeah.
definitely people
He's
looking
like-
at you.
That is something I specialize in.
So I've heard. The good news
From
is.
who?
is-
Who's
The good news is that I already tracked down who it may be. You're looking for a man named Sefik Caltro. He works as a bodyguard for a woman named Torga Icevein, a shield dwarf, who runs Torgs, a sort of traveling merchant around these parts. The only thing I want you to do is to track him down, ascertain his guilt, see if he actually is the one that did it, and, without any town guards, kill him. A murderer like him doesn't deserve to go into any cell block. Simply dead.
Where I come from, we don't use prison.
That helps me. I would chase him down
Yeah.
myself. I used to be a bounty hunter in my day, but... And you kind of like... She motions to her knees. It's just...
She
Just
took
not
an arrow to her knee.
No.
Who's that man?
Rather than the figurative sense, the literal sense. Can't quite run as fast. Now, if Torga Icevein is the one that's employing him, there's a good chance that he is better than... Sorry for saying this, you. I was hoping that, as well as tracking him down, you would also track down a couple of individuals that you trust to help you out in this job.
Do they have to be people I trust?
As long as they don't stab you in the back. I prefer
I cannot
to be...
explain to you how much that narrows us down.
I want Caltro dead, not you.
I will be selective.
Right. Well, if you catch a quarry, I'll be staying here. And if you bring me good news, there's 100 gold in it for you. And at that point, she slams down the rest of her mug and gets up. It's a pleasure meeting you, Indigo. And she goes up the stairs of the tavern to go to her inn, where she is staying.
Indigo raises his mug to her, but it kind of looks like a person holding an espresso cup. Just like knocks it back, sets it down. And he is going to do the only thing that he really can in this situation, because he doesn't really know anyone in this town. He's just going to look around the exact bar he's in and try to assess who he can use.
Well,
as this happens, I'm gonna walk up in his direction and just like keeping eye level height with his knees, like yeah. And like I'm trying to see a face in the like the wrinkles of the knee. Have you seen twinkles around here?
Depends. What is a twinkles?
It made my dog Twinkles. He's very nice. My son Todd used to.
That does not help me find him.
What
does he look like?
Have you seen my son?
I don't know your son.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I am also sorry.
That's quite all right, young man. I kind of like tap his knee slightly. Like, that's quite all right, young man.
All right. Take care of yourself. Don't go too far into the cold.
Cold? Oh, yes. I'm sorry, dearie. Are you cold?
No, you will be cold.
Sir, the innkeeper, man. This young man here is quite cold.
I asked you specifically to not start a scene. Can you stop yelling?
I'm sorry. Could you speak up a little?
Can you stop yelling? Oh my god.
This man is deaf. He just is going to talk louder.
Can you manage your thing?
My thing?
Yes, that. He's your problem now. He's your problem now. If you don't take care of it, you can get the hell out of here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did Todd cause any problems here?
I'm not Todd.
Quite the young troublemaker.
My name is not Todd.
And then
I remember this one time.
He sort of takes the innkeeper aside. And he's just like, no, I think that time he was referring me to as Todd. This man is clearly confused. He is.
Yeah, I'm telling a story to just the air about Todd of some kind.
And he pinches his eyebrows close together and he's like, I will take care of it.
Okay, you better.
All right.
All right. Okay.
You better. He sort of straightens his posture, but just says, all right. Like, okay, suddenly you have authority or whatever.
And of course,
Aurelius just slowly bringing his forehead to the desk.
So yeah, Aurelia and Strawn have both clearly noticed everything that has been happening in this tavern over the past 5 minutes.
Oh, I have just been taking notes on it.
It's like very meticulous down to like the arm movements as well.
Yeah. If Strawn's been like clearly taking notes about Indigo this whole time, he's actually going to approach and just be like, hey, what are you doing?
I'm interested in your behavior.
I
haven't seen a Goliath around here.
And you never will.
But I I am right now. You are
No.
here.
No, I
front
was
of
not
me.
here. You do not see me. That is a
I-
lie. Your eyes play tricks.
My eyes play a lot of things. Oh, you might have a point there.
Yeah. Yeah, see? I'm starting to put the picture together of who is in this town.
You're like specifically picking, like, in order to gauge like what this town is like, you've picked clearly the outliers.
Yeah, I know. He's picked the two weirdest people so far, and he's like, this town is crazy. And then he just sort of like looks away from Strawn and is just like assessing anyone else at the bar.
Most
I'm gonna
people,
stand up.
yeah, most people here look very much like humans or dwarves or something along those lines. But there is very much like a very like almost white gold skinned tiefling that is in the corner that is currently looking like they're trying to avoid eye contact with you at all times possible.
By the way, I'm kind of just as you're turned away, I'm gonna take a look at those tattoos you have.
Oh, okay. Do you want to know what they do? You speak giant?
What do you guys speak? What is the language of your people?
I
I
can say I don't speak giant.
Okay. Well, the runes are in giant, but I speak orc, undercommon, giant, and infernal, and then common.
Hey, I speak undercommon.
I also speak undercommon.
You have so
Sweet.
much in common. In undercommon.
In
Are
undercommon.
you? It'd be funny if you just said something in undercommon and then I caught it and like spit something else back at you.
It's great times. Great times.
But if you would like to know, they just sort of are these like hard angular etched runes on the side of his head. I didn't draw a side profile of him.
It's nothing important right now. I'm just gonna take a
Yeah.
note at your character's appearance.
All right.
And just fascinated is all.
Mm.
So how you guys
Sure,
gonna get
I'll-
Aurelia into this?
Yeah, I'll approach Aurelia and just be like, "What?"
Is there something on my face?
He's just like, kind of like grips the handle of his mug more, and he's just like, they'll go away. They'll go away. They'll go away.
Possibly. I might.
He's just gonna like, still slouched over, just like raised his head and be like, "What do you want?"
I'm looking for people
I'm
I can
sorry,
trust.
have you seen my son?
Yes, he's in the back.
Oh, oh, great.
Thank you for finding this.
Bartender.
I'm looking for people for a specific job. Everybody else around here seems to be, and he just looks at all like the human dwarf, just like non-class level having people, and he's like, of the same cloth. But you seem different.
You're clearly wearing hide,
suppose
though.
I already have a. He's about to say that he already has a job before he's like, I don't know how useful I am though. I mean, I have magic.
You have magic?
I have magic.
That's
Instant usefulness.
that's more useful than I am. I do not have magic.
I just appear like I lean from behind him and like, ooh.
Watch it. That leering you do, it will catch people off guard.
I have been told from time to time, yes.
So maybe you should write that down instead of notes about me.
I have written it down already.
Your notes suck. That doesn't seem very helpful.
Yeah, you should invest in highlighters.
Highlighters. Now that got me through pre-K. Anyway, well, with the three of us, we should be able to deal with this situation rather quickly.
And then Esophese comes back.
Yeah, he's not counting Esophese yet because he still sees
he comes
Esophese.
back. Esophese comes back walks straight up to Indigo's knee again. She's like, "Hey, excuse me, have you seen my dog Twinkles?
No,
I know he's around here somewhere."
I just have to find place to leave old man, and then we can go.
Okay, Strawn, you are just kind of you're in a very inquisitive mood right now after seeing these turn of events, and because of that, your perception's a little bit on par, a little bit on edge today. And you look over and you see out of the corner of your eye through the window in the snow a figure that seems to be looking at you. But as soon as it's noticed your gaze, it instantly leaves and you're not able to tell what it looks like. Just like a shadow on the window.
We'll take note.
Okay. You're like seeing the back. The bartender's like, "What happened to my broom?" Esophese is carrying it. It's like, "It's my son."
Listen, I have plan.
Your hair is more brittle than I remember it. Wait, this isn't my son. My son was a bit more.
I set him on the top shelf, and we walk out. And in Indigo's mind, that's done. Esophese is not a thing we're gonna have to worry about ever again.
It's very.
That's his mental rationalization. We're done now.
It's like with Esophese, it's like every time you try to get rid of him, it's just like a cartoon. He ends up on the just off screen as soon as the camera moves
way back in. Yeah.
Like you walk out the door and you see him up the street coming down towards you, being like, "Oh, it sure is chilly out today. Oh dear."
It's like when you and Gerald are playing Resident Evil 6 and Agent just kept showing up.
Yeah.
So Indigo sets him on the top shelf and is like, "Let's go."
You just hear pitter-patter behind you.
Can I see my son from up here? Twinkles, help me look for my son.
The door just too good.
All right. So what are you guys doing? What's your you guys got a job, and you just just kind of together right now. What do you want to do?
First thing we should probably do is
Have we left the building yet?
As far as I'm aware, you if you have you. Okay.
Just right now, I said that I put Esophese on the top shelf and then I walked it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
When
three
we're
of you
outside, I'm gonna immediately go to the window. By the way.
All right. When you walk outside, obviously the cold weather is pretty chilly, but only really Strawn needs to be wearing the whole ensemble of furs that she had bought on her way in.
She?
I think it's
they.
He?
They. Them?
Yeah, thank you.
Them.
God.
That them had bought on their way in.
No. It's that they had bought.
That them had bought.
That them had bought, yeah.
Them did it.
And then right before you close the door, you just hear, "Hey!" And you see the barkeeper holding Esophese like a dog, gives it to you, and it's just like, "I said you take care of it." And he closes the door.
Ugh. Indigo lifts him up by like the scruff and like looks at him and he just goes, "Where do you live? Can I just drop you off somewhere?"
I'm sorry, who are you again?
Oh God. Oh, oh yeah, he's only seen my knee. Holding him up at eye levels. I just sort of set Esophese down on the ground. I'm just like, "All right, just don't cause any trouble, and just."
Oh, if Twinkle's causing you trouble, just let me know. I'll take care of it.
Oh look, there's Twinkle down that way, down the road over there.
I can't see anything. I'm a little bit blind.
It's fine. Trust.
Indigo,
I start walking, but not in the direction that you pointed, and just like run into Strawn immediately. Like, I'm sorry, little big one.
Real fast. When you pointed down where you said that Twinkles was, you notice a figure around the corner. and then it disappears.
Oh. Indigo's gonna go start. He just kind of holds up his hand and like points in that direction. He's gonna start wandering over.
All right. I would like for you to give me a. Well, no. No, that's fine.
Yeah,
actually.
don't get ahead of yourself.
I want you, as you're walking over to the alleyway, you peered down it, and it's very dark, as all of Icewind Dale is pretty much. In fact, the very last of twilight is kind of approaching on you. What is normally elsewhere in the world midday. Right now, you're kind of working with the very small twinkles of twilight before it becomes full dark.
Twinkle, the twinkles. Did
He can hear the narrator.
And looking down the alleyway, there appears to be this rattling of boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Indigo sets a hand on one of his hand axes. He sort of like nods with his head a bit down the alleyway, and he'll start to move that way.
Right. And as you move down, you hear...
Twinkles, is that? And like very loudly calling out.
And he'll be the devil.
The boxes start
Come here, boy.
The rattling stops for a moment, and then something covered in a sheet starts lifting up from the boxes where you had heard, and begins moving towards you.
Twinkles?
Twinkles. Oh, goodness.
The sheet gets caught on something, and then this floating metallic orb starts floating towards you. And I would like for Zaltu to describe what Twinkles is.
Oh god, it is Twinkles.
Twinkles is the life work of Esophese. He is essentially a large round ball with arms sticking out the side and a basic face carved into it. A masterpiece of artificer technology, a warforged, that was created by Esophese, clearly much earlier in his life when he was not completely senile.
Yeah.
Affectionately named Twinkles.
And
He created a Geodude?
Essentially, yes. It's very similar to a Geodude.
Indigo sort of like looks down at Esophese like, what the fuck?
I'm currently...
Twinkles, oh my friend.
Yeah, and it's just like kind of comes up towards you, and you can roleplay that as much as you want. As I go ahead and update,
it's weird role playing with myself. It's a little bit weird. It's, Twinkle's kind of there's a kind of light in the back of his eyes and mouth that kind of vibrates as he speaks with the pitch of his voice. It's like, I have been looking for you,
Father. And it's at this point that I'm going to switch around the tokens around to reveal that Twinkles is the actual player character, and Esophese is an NPC with 1 HP.
Correct, yes.
Alright. Okay.
And as Twinkles will look up to he kind of floats around on the ground, roughly the same height as a normal person. And he kind of turns its entire stiff body to look at everyone, like, thank you for watching over Esophese. He is a little old.
Little.
A little.
This man.
I have been constructed to live long time.
All right.
Okay.
And with that, the entire party has met each other.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Esophese is just like petting Twinkles' hard metallic underside.
You two count as one share.
So you guys are currently around the North Look outside. It is very cold. Esophese, and hell, even even technically, Twinkles need to be wearing some amount of like furs or something to stop the cold from like completely disabling
put a winter
Twinkles in this weather.
I put a winter blanket over Twinkles.
I have insulated heat.
Is that why your servos are freezing?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Like he moves his arm a little bit, and you see that the only reason they were stuck in place is there was a thin sheet of ice holding them there, and it's like cracks.
Normally far more mobile. Okay.
This is great. This is great.
So you will take care of old man. We have job.
Remove
All
old
right.
Esophese and put down new Esophese that has just the 1 HP.
There we go.
Can I get the like the written out name of the guy that I'm looking for?
Yeah, you're looking for somebody named Cephik Caltro.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't unfortunately know too much about him, but you do know that he works for Torgs, a traveling merchants company around Icewind Dale that is run by a shield dwarf named Torga Icevane.
Is there like a shopping center that we can start looking for them? Maybe, or just start asking about this person.
How about you give me an intelligence check to see what you know about Torgs? Or either that, or you could make like an investigation check to try to ask around. That's also allowed.
Hey, starting off good.
21. Looking around, let me just make sure I have this right. Looking around, you just ask people that are going about their business. Most people tend to stay inside, so you actually have to like knock on doors and whatnot in order to get some answers for these. But you eventually find somebody who says, "Yeah, Torx, real piece of shit."
Yeah,
selling selling counterfeit shit, just like completely ripping people off. I mean, they broke down Jerry's last week because he couldn't pay protection money.
A racketeering market, my favorite.
That sounds quite profitable.
You're basically asking like a local shop owner this, and they just go, well, you didn't hear it from me because if Torg's here, I'm talking to somebody trying to look for them, and he just kind of looks you up and down. You don't seem like a merchant, so you probably have some other reason to talk to them.
No, it's entirely business related. That's not a lie.
Yeah. Well, I heard that Torgs was heading towards Lonelywood, so if you want to catch them, that's where they are. And you guys have access to the Icewind Dale map, and you guys can kind of open that up whenever you kind of feel like it. Which is one feature about Foundry I really like, is that players can just go to a different map if it's available for them to access. Yeah. So I've made Bryn Shander available as well as Icewind Dale. It might take a bit to load. It's a very beefy map.
It is a beefy map. It's giving me the runaround.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a murderer?
Actually, yes.
How convenient.
Why is that convenient?
My master is old. He is easy death. Sorry. Cold weather.
I didn't understand that. No, I heard every single word, but I don't think I understood what you meant.
It's really interesting how they're both very ineffective at delivering information.
Yes, I learned nothing from either of you. Like father, like son, I guess.
And I can go ahead and start plopping down.
And to this Esophese, just like, have you seen my son?
Oh fuck! I started him again.
I don't know if he's been. Oh, good. It's quite chilly today.
Indigo turns to everyone but Esophese and Twinkles and goes, do either of you mind going on a bit of a walk?
I don't mind at all.
Wonderful.
I suppose not.
All right. Do you need time to prepare to leave, or can we just walk off?
I have everything I need with me.
Something, like I said, that you guys would know is that most places right about this time of day would be midday. Like the sun would be up there in the sky. But it is stark night. The aurora that you normally see before this time has since faded, and you're kind of just getting the very last bits of twilight before everything just goes pretty much stark black, depending on the phase of the moon.
We
The moon
might
is-
have to go on.
The moon adds a little bit of light that you can use, but for the most part, it's going to be very dark.
All right. Well, we can leave in morning.
I believe the next full moon. Oh yeah, it's on the 15th.
Twinkles will
Why is that important?
accompany you.
The full
Weather
moon.
is bad.
The full moon is
what
very, very bright. Provides just enough light to basically give like dim light around most areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your area of expertise, Twinkles?
Is there
Being a
anything-
robot.
I am electronic. I will. Is there any kind of something that I can target near here, like a signpost or something?
Yeah. The signpost of the Northlook Inn.
Okay. I'll just turn one of my arms that way and shoot a magic stone out of my stubby metal arm hands, just like a gun, just like.
Bing.
I kill. Sorry, cold.
That is very disconcerting. However, as long as gun does not end up pointed at me, it's fine.
Just love
Gun
that the
points forward.
I will stay
Hey,
beside you.
Twinkles, have you killed people around here lately?
Cold.
You are inside check.
No,
What are you, a
it's
cop?
kinda hard to-
Closest we'll get at, probably.
Do you have a badge, huh? Am I under arrest?
It's kind of hard to tell whether or not he's lying or if he's actually killed somebody, as he only has a carved-in face.
I don't have eyebrows to give away my intentions.
Meet by the north gate in the morning, and we'll head out.
Yeah, the best you're looking for is around midnight. It is said that Auril weaves her aurora in the sky, which gives just a fair amount of light that makes traveling a little bit easier.
So we can leave it.
Aurora Borealis?
Aurora,
In this part of the country?
localized entirely within this horror
Within
campaign.
Icewind Dale?
Yeah.
May I see it?
No.
So
we will leave at 11:55.
My question is though, where are you going? Are you going like you heard that that Torx was heading to Lonelywood, but you don't know like it. Are you like taking the trail? Like how are you getting there? Do you want to stop on any towns along the way? Or are you basically like completely gunning it to Lonelywood? You're gonna be there and nowhere else.
We should
I
probably
think we should go to Duggan's Hole, to be honest.
It's in the opposite direction. We will not be going to Dugan's Hole.
It is in the complete opposite direction.
We'll probably stop at each town along the way. I think we go from here to Targos to Tourmaline, then Lonelywood.
Okay. Then some information you would know because you travel around quite a lot. Targos is about a 2-hour hike from Bryn Chamber.
That's all.
Yeah, and it is as long as you have like torches or something, you can definitely make that trek to Targos right now if you would want to.
I do not require torch.
I think I might be the
One
only
second.
one in this party that needs a torch.
Well, Warforges don't have dark vision.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, you're right. They don't.
Yeah. Esophese has dark vision.
You will need to.
You are required
right.
to hold the torch. You're the torch bearer now.
I have no fingers.
Too bad.
Too bad. And you get Esophese to build you some. Come on, man.
That's next level.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can augment Twinkles as he levels up.
All right. So are you guys just waiting at the night? Or you plan to stay at the inn? What's the plan here?
We can probably make it out tonight if I just buy 10 more torches.
Yeah, it's like a torch lasts an hour, assuming nothing happens along the way. Just like take 2 torches, provide enough light for everybody that needs it.
I can create a light.
Oh, yeah, I can cast dancing lights.
Dancing lights
follow
give dim light.
I can too.
So Goro.
All right.
Dim light's
well,
better
if you
than
guys-
no light at all.
Yeah, if you guys want to magic light this, then that's fine with me.
I see it as bright light, so it's all I've ever needed.
Yeah. That's true.
Sure. Let's let the magic people guide us to Targos.
Wait, I have a question. If
Okay.
2 people have dancing lights, and one set of dancing lights can create a humanoid form, can 8 dancing lights create a large-sized form?
What are you getting at here? You just want to make a light person?
I just,
Glow man?
yeah,
A
just
light
one
bear.
giant light. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Sure.
We can make a Goliath out of light.
Goliath.
Goliath. That's horrible.
Well, now I don't want to do it.
I also would have accepted Goliath.
Goliath.
So, your guys' plan is to go to Targos basically right now.
Yeah,
Which is fine.
we got
Yeah,
magic people with light. We should be fine.
Alright, so with the light lighting your way, you guys basically make right out of Bryn Shander. Strand going from one pretty big journey right to the next.
Esophese is kind of holding on to Twinkle's stub arm, being like, Twinkle, slow down. I know you're excited to see Todd again, but we need... Oh, my back.
Halfway
God.
through, Indigo just picks up Goliath. Or Indigo just picks up Esophese. Just like, nope, not dealing with it.
Alright, then give me just a moment as I do, yeah. So you guys are able to make the 2-hour trek, relatively fine. As, you guys can just kind of, well, okay, no, double distance. Just fucking wing him. Yeah, it's gonna take a little second to get used to the tools that this app uses instead. But you basically just, okay, where are you going? No!
Fuck.
Twinkles!
Fuck. Twinkle.
Twinkles, where are you going?
Like, do you not have access to your token, Gerald?
Oh, no, I didn't move it. I
Okay.
I only see 2 tokens. Is that just me?
You only see 2 tokens?
Is there only
Which
2?
tokens do you see?
I
There's
only-
5 tokens here.
Mine and Indigo are the only 2
Really?
tokens I see. Yeah.
I can see everyone's.
You don't see
I saw
any-
everyone's on the previous map, but I don't see them all here.
That's very strange. Well, they're
Hang on,
they're
what if I
there.
just try to-
Take my word for it.
Well, I did
I
cast
don't want
first
to.
level greater invisibility.
Yeah. Pretty much. Then we are going to find
fresh.
ourselves. Much like the majority of Icewind Dale, the trek to Targos is pretty grueling as the snow is not in blizzard right now, but it is still blowing kind of hard, and it's just generally a horrible situation to be in. The trail is rather padded down, so getting from Bryn Shander to Targos is relatively easy, though maybe you guys can always look into buying crampons or like snowshoes or something like that to make it easier to travel between places. And I need to go ahead and pull up the map for Targos, which is right
We're gonna get dog sleds, all of us.
every single person. Chrono navigation for all players.
Twinkles is the one pulling.
Activate. There we go. And welcome to Targos. It's very similar to Bryn Shander in that it has a very high gate, or very high walls. There's a road right outside that splits off from Bryn Shander that goes all the way up to Tourmaline. But it's probably for the best that you don't go on the road all day as you step your little foots into Targos. It's more of a fishing town, though the lake itself has completely frozen over.
Not
which
a
is
very
always
good
great.
fishing town.
Yeah, not
Ice
very-
fishing.
They don't even have water. How dare they? And
There's a giant hole in the wall, is all that means.
pretty much.
Fair, I guess.
On your way into Targos, just coming up behind you, like as soon as you step through the gate, there appears to be a wolf-sized sled dog that you would recognize that has a broken harness and is running straight at you.
Twinkles!
Animal handling.
So I am right here. Esophese is already just like running off to the dog.
Go, animal handling. Come on.
Yeah, the dog, if you want to go ahead and roll animal handling, go ahead. But pretty much, since Esophese, since Esophese is just straight up running to it,
Look at Indigo's
dog-
keeping ahead of.
Well, running is a strong word considering, he's
Hopping.
403 years old or something.
Waddling over.
Plus
Um,
D4.
you're actually kind of worried because you're about to try to go give that animal handling, but then Esophese runs in front of you and gets hounded by the dog. And when you get up right to him,
Dies.
you realize that the dog is currently licking Esophese.
Well, I'm still gonna animal handling to try to make sure that my
Snap
approach.
its neck.
Yeah, that my approach doesn't freak it out.
Yeah, it appears to have gone up right to you, and it kind of like gets off Esophese and barks up to you. But you recognize that it isn't like hostile; it's more like he just wants your attention.
Yeah, I kneel down.
Esophese is just kind of like laying dazed in the snow.
Which I assume is going to be Esophese for the majority of this campaign.
Pretty much.
I
The
don't
dog is
foresee
barking up to you.
Majority of this campaign.
It puts its paws up on you if you're standing up. If you're kind of kneeling down, it kind of gets up next to you and is just kind of like whining and looking at its like broken harness and looking at you.
Yeah. Does it look like the broken harness is like hurting it?
It looks like the dog chewed through it.
Oh, I just sort of go like, where did you come from?
It kind of looks off well past the opposite direction that you were going, but it then kind of like in that like dog determination, like trying to like point with its entire body, it points off somewhere else into Targos. It like runs past you a little bit and starts looking off to somewhere else in Targos, and then looks back at you. And it looks like with your 17 animal handling that it would like you to follow.
All right. I mean, I followed enough weird creatures today. What's one more?
Just keep adding them
as-
on. Let's go.
As Twinkles has often been confused for sled dogs, would Twinkles be able to tell where this dog might have come from? Like any like
That's a bit of a stretch.
dog
That's a
renters,
bit of a
like
Looks at Twinkles and says, "Yeah, it's a sled dog."
no, the other way around. The Esophese being like, "Oh, Twinkles," and running off to a dog. I was wondering if there's like, if I know of any like
You wouldn't-
dog stables or something.
Pretty much the only thing you're able to ascertain is it came from the same way you were coming from, and that's about it.
This dog has a mom tattoo.
And if you guys want to follow the dog, by all means,
I'll follow the dog.
you die immediately. No,
All right, that was fun.
I'd
do it again if I'm being honest.
I'll hang back with Strawn.
Are you guys following still in suit, or are you just like staying at the gate of town for them to come back?
No,
I'm
I'll
gonna
follow.
pull up Esophese out of the snowbank.
Okay.
No, we leave him there. We forget about him. He's dead.
The dog keeps looking back every once in a while to see if you guys are still following, and then seeing that you are, it keeps going on until eventually it comes up to a house somewhere in town. It starts barking and whining and scratching at the door, and eventually, when you guys get up to it, the door opens and you see a somewhat handsome man in about his 30s. He's a human who appears to have like these kind of cracked glasses at one side and some paint and some wood chips on them. And it looks like they're holding a woodcutter's knife, and just like,
is that you, Todd?
what? No. And then he looks down at the dog and says, "Boy," and starts ruffling up the dog. And then
Boyd? Your dog's name is Boyd?
Boyd, no.
Yeah, yes, my husband. And then he stops, and he has like this horrible realization. Where's my husband?
Well, we found your dog.
Is his name Hanataro?
With my son.
Is his name Hanataro? Garrett, is he not with you?
No, we only found the dog.
You only found Boy.
Yes. Well, he found us, to be perfectly honest.
Esophese found dog.
Might as well use that name, yes. And he just kind of gets up.
Wait.
Do you want to come inside? I believe there's something I want to ask your help with.
I
Pringles
believe
just kind of turns to everyone else, be like, mission accomplished.
No, I think quest added is a better term. Indigo nods and will like duck down and come inside.
Yeah, and he lets you all come inside, and he's like just kind of like getting like doing some double takes as the various individuals walk inside. And
Esophese like immediately makes himself at home and starts like making tea as if this was his house.
Yeah, and he's like you find where the tea is perfectly. Yeah,
I go directly to the cupboard and open it. It's like, yes,
I would not trust that man with an open flame.
I guess I'll help him make the tea I was going to offer you. Wait inside here, and he kind of like motions you over to the central living area, and it's just I'll be right back out. And eventually, both Esophese and the man that is going to introduce himself in just a moment, I just realized I didn't give him his name yet, walks back in and sits down, and he says, I'm sorry, my name is Keegan Villerin. My husband Garrett is a explorer by trade. He helps guide people through Icewind Dale. Are you the adventurers he was requested to help, or?
Yes,
of course.
We are adventurers that help.
Are here to help.
Death. Sorry, cold.
Sorry. He has one of those glitches.
Oh, is his Twinkle's death thing again? Oh,
he's doing the death thing.
It'll stop after a little while. I'm sorry about that. Ever since the great calamity of 1927,
which makes no sense away from this current date. The current date is 1489, so it's like very far off.
I meant 927.
Oh,
927
years. That did not help much. Yes, but real quickly, can you give us an explanation of what your husband was looking for?
He was. So you're not the ones that the adventurers hired. So you're not the same adventurers.
Well, we're the adventurers that were here to help, but we never were able to.
I am the same person
we were
as
never,
I was.
We were never able to meet up with him. He did not show.
I'm sorry, you.
No, well, I get it. Twinkles is very, very disconcerting. He comes off very strong, and he kind of throws the whole situation a little bit out of the window.
Like I'm technically sitting on a chair, but I'm actually hovering
above it.
Yeah. So, I just so I have it straight, the game master, are you trying to lie to them that you're the adventurers that hired his husband, or what is going on here?
I mean, that's what I'm implying continuously, yes. However, my charisma sucks, so if somebody else would like to take this from me at any given point.
You really think Twinkles has better charisma than you?
I mean, mine is a 6.
My husband didn't show up, but he was. I thought he met up with you a few days ago. Like he left here to go meet up with you in town to bring you to Kelvin's Cairn.
Has he been seen since?
No, it would be probably a few more days before he gets back. But if like he would go nowhere without Boy, the fact that he's here and he's not. It's
also given the fact that Boy chewed through his harness, it means that he was probably trapped somewhere. Which means
and you waited a few days to come by his house to see if he was still willing to take the job.
He wasn't supposed to be back here for a couple of days.
No, he left a couple of days to meet up with you in town, here, Targos.
Now, listen, all right. I understand. Things are very stressful for you right now.
Yes, my husband's out God knows where, and you're here just waiting your sweet time to tell me that he hadn't shown up at all? That's not like him at all. He could be dead now.
He could be. We should look into this.
Well, great.
All right. I'm glad we are on the same page.
What are you talking about?
Todd is lost in the snow.
What? Oh,
yeah,
goodness, I didn't realize it was snowing already. Oh, the seasons change quite quickly now.
No, they don't. They do not change.
I tell you.
Haven't changed.
I remember when I was a lad, they made
it's been so long since we've had another season.
Aurelia is just looking at like photos on the wall and just
they're probably more like paintings, and you do actually they're not paintings. The things on the walls are scrimshaw, little carvings of wood and bone. They appear to be very much handmade, and they look all right. They're not the best you've ever seen, but they're definitely definitely have some care that were put into them. Keegan.
Esophese notices you looking at them and is just like, oh yes, I remember when I made that. It was like 30 years ago.
Indigo stands up and goes, I would love to sit here and continue to argue with you for a very long time. However, the track that Boy has left is best searched as soon as possible. So if we are to learn anything, we must be leaving now to look into this.
A good dog should find his way back.
Still, it doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense. If he took a job, he's always been punctual.
Yes, well,
I don't
clearly
know,
something
happen in town?
To have happened. Well, there was a murder in town, but I don't think it was him.
I just kind of
the murder.
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't feel like it was him.
Yeah, no, the murder wasn't him. It was a glassblower.
How do you know that? I'm not even. I was from that town. I didn't even check.
Targos? In town, Targos. Yeah, there's.
No, we were talking about the murder in Brynchander.
Brynchander, yeah, I heard about that one too. News travels fast. It was like a shipwright or something, I believe. I don't really know.
That's incredible. You have more information than I do. Anyway,
you didn't ask.
Obviously, something has happened. He would not have left Boy tied up to starve and chew through his lines if he was capable of moving on his own.
I think Boy could bring us to name missing.
Get it. You don't have to copy my accent. It's not required.
Vocabulary must be entered.
All right. Well, I am the wrong person to be your accent coach.
If you do find him and you bring it home safe, I must confess I don't have much in the way of money, but I can pay you in some of my artworks. They're not the best, but they might be able to fetch a price.
I actually like. Yeah, but Indigo, I assume Scrimshaw is very popular amongst Goliath cultures and tribes. He's like, I actually do like. We will see about that. We must be going. We don't know what could occur in the given time. He says with no understanding that what he basically just said was like, your husband could be dead by now. And he starts to walk out.
Please find him. Make sure he gets home safe.
I can do one of those things.
Can you do both? I can put.
I can
more...
promise to try to do both.
I guess
the
that's
one
as good
I
as
can
anything.
ensure. I can find him.
I want to go
fine.
to the dog.
Okay, you go to the dog.
I'm gonna kind of squat down and I'm going to see if I can pet it.
All right, it lets you. It does kind of whine a little bit, because it just constantly kind of like pulls towards the door, and just kind of seems like it wants to go.
Okay, I'm
Like
going
it wants to find its owner.
telepathically speak to the dog.
The
As
dog
you
does
do.
not. The dog does not have a language, so you can't.
Oh,
Never spoken dog
Is it-
before.
There's speak with animals that would
Saying-
let you speak with animals, but
You're
just
saying
telepathy.
the animal
Yeah, the animal
doesn't
has
understand a language?
It doesn't understand a language.
Fuck.
Not enough. It probably has a few words, but it's a dog. If you had speak
Hungry.
with animals, it would be a
Danger.
different situation. Yeah.
Shit.
And it wouldn't be able to speak back because it doesn't know your language.
I don't care if it wants to speak back to dog. I'm not expecting that. All right, then I'll just kind of whisper to it. Would you like to take us to your owner?
It kind of perks up. And it does. So, are you guys just gonna go ahead and leave straight back the way you came?
No time to waste.
All right.
I'm gonna follow the dog out.
You start following the dog, and it essentially takes another 2 hours, and it leads you all the way back to Bryn Shander. However, you immediately find that the dog is heading towards the east exit of Bryn Shander, and it's starting to head towards the east way.
We're back.
Which you guys, it starts barking and whining in that direction, and it appears that it does want you to go further east, much further east.
How much further east? Does it go northeast,
Or
like towards
further east.
Tourmaline?
No, it goes east. It goes. You are
East
you.
way.
It takes you back to Bryn Shander, all the way back to Bryn Shander. Yeah.
Oh, this is fine. You know what? This is fine.
Wait, what is that token up there?
What token? You can see that.
Ghost man and stuck in the lake.
You don't.
You
All
don't
right.
see that.
Deleting. I don't. You shouldn't
Alright,
see
cool.
that. I enabled it to be hidden, so you shouldn't have seen it.
Well,
All right.
it was
Yeah.
slightly translucent.
Yeah,
So I
which is
guess
how it's
it sort of
supposed
did
to
its
look
job.
for me.
Well, so wait, Gerald, let me get this straight. You could only see 2 tokens and the guy that was supposed to be hidden.
There might be a
You
couple of
can't
problems
see 2
here.
of the perfectly visible tokens.
Wait, but now I can only see Indigo. What happened?
I can
I'm just
only
gone.
see-
All right,
God,
no
I see
tokens.
nothing.
No tokens allowed on this map anymore.
No tokens to Brooklyn.
No tokens allowed on the big maps anymore. All right.
All right, that's me.
Yeah, so as soon as you get back to Bryn Shander, and you would know that it's like it's like pitch black out right now, and it is definitely getting much later in the day, you would know. But the dog goes towards the east gate and starts barking and basically motioning for you to keep going.
Ugh. All right.
You're gonna try to keep going.
Yeah, I'm invested. The murder plot, it has me, but it doesn't have me, and this has me.
Of course, like some guards are just kind of giving you like a strange look as a dog is leading you somewhere. And I clicked the wrong button. I'm trying to get there. We go. The dog begins leading you all the way out. Oh god, this is gonna be horrible for you guys. The dog begins leading you out all the way through the east way. It takes 10 hours of constant tracking to get to Caer Dineval, where it leads you.
We are the most fuck it group. We must catch this murderer, but a dog is sort of sad. Oh, we can't have that.
During the entire journey, it was so long that you even saw the aurora get painted across the sky, granting quite a bit of light for your travel. The Aurora Borealis. And it is now the next day, as you guys have been traveling all fucking night before you finally got to Caer Dineval.
We might want to take a rest before we just fucking power through the night, right?
Oh, that depends.
I do not require sleep.
If you rest as soon as you get to Caer Dineval, by all means. Like, you won't get a point of exhaustion.
All right, we should do that then.
I gotta bring up the Caer Dineval map and add it to navigation.
So far, guys, we are at 3 out of 10 towns.
Yeah. Which was absolutely something that could have happened if you accepted the quest in that town. Which is just how these things go. Caer Dineval is a much smaller town. It's more along the lines of one of those villages that rather than an actual town, even though it is part of 10 towns. One of the great visages that you see when you arrive, though, is, as soon as I find it, oh, here we go. I can show it to all of you. There you go. That is the Massive Caer, which is kind of like a fortification structure. And the mountain pass you see past it is what appears to be, and I have my notes because I just completely exited out of all of my notes. That's Kelvin's Cairn.
Look at the location.
Yeah, that's Kelvin's Cairn in the background there. That massive mountain that spindles out of the cave. And you would recognize
a weirdly shaped cloud.
Yeah, exactly. That's how big it is. And
it also kind of looks like a face with a mustache.
I'm sorry, like just how open-ended this adventure is. So you definitely, I'm so sorry, my brain just completely closed down. Yeah, but that's what you see.
Okay.
This massive visage. There are some very wide-peaked buildings at its base, and it is, well, it's light out, but you've been traveling for almost 14 hours now, so you're kind of looking for a place to sleep for the night.
Yeah, we gotta take a place to rest. We're gonna look for an inn. Dinev's Rest, maybe.
Why would you want to go there?
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Maybe we should rest at the ruined watchtower.
Yeah, so the Dinev's Rest, like looking around the building, you actually go up to the Dinev's Rest, and you see that it's boarded up. There's no light that's coming from it, and it even looks decrepit.
Home sweet home.
He looks at the pamphlet, which has it set up like a wonderful like country club, and he's like, "I should have known when they had lemonade. There are no lemons this far past Faerun."
And of course, the sled dog kind of is looking extremely tired, but determined. It kind of wants to go more north.
I pet it, and I'm gonna try to use my animal handling expertise to convince him that we will be of no help if we fucking die from exhaustion before we get there.
Yeah, you pet it. It seems to understand at least that much, so it's willing to like try to find a place to sleep tonight. But going to Dinev's Rest, you notice that the place is just completely closed down.
I will knock. And I knock, but the way I knock is I kind of like rotate my body around because I can't move my elbows.
There's no answer.
Are there people here? Have we seen a single soul?
Most people in 10 towns try to stay inside. So even if you didn't, like, it's not a ghost town, but you definitely notice like lights inside doors and stuff in other people's places. Right. If you want to knock on somebody else's door entirely, you can try to ask for directions. Or something along those lines.
This inn is self-service.
It breaks in.
I
try to open the door, except with my very low strength, it's not going to be possible.
Yeah, you can't even open the fucking door.
I go over and I knock on one of the doors that has lights on it.
After some time, somebody answers, looks up, and then looks more up at you and just goes, "Can I help you?"
Yes, we are new in town. We're looking for a place to rest.
Well,
We went to
Oh,
Dinner's
have
Rest.
mercy, my son.
yeah,
That
Dinesh-
seemed to be a pretty bad call.
Is he okay? He looks over at the clearly like decrepit old man.
No, he is not okay.
Have you seen my son? He has been
Actually-
traveling a long time.
I have another question. Does this dog look familiar to you? I point at this boy.
It looks like a sled dog. I don't think I've seen this one specifically.
Okay.
And they say, well, if you tried Dinev's Rest, I'm sorry that you had to find out that it's been closed for more than a year now. The only inn open now is the Uphill Climb. I would try there.
Uphill.
What happened to Dinev's Rest?
Uphill
Your
climb
dog
does not
sounds-
sound very restful.
Your dog sounds sick.
That dog, that is not my dog. Actually, you will be delighted to know he is his dog, and he points at his face.
He's perfectly healthy.
And did you see Twinkles? He's such a sweetheart.
It's starting to make a little more sense, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
The Dinev's Rest was it just, with everything that's been happening, the cold, it just was too much for the owner. He had to close down shop. It's been closed ever since.
All right.
The Uphill
Well,
Climb is, like I said, probably going
it's
to be
empty.
your best bet. Well, yeah,
So
it's
it's
empty,
empty.
but it's not warm either.
I don't need
He
water.
looks you up and down. It's
I
just
can
like
start a fire.
you seem underdressed. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Not you.
Indigo doesn't understand. He's like,
No,
I'm fine.
very clearly looking at the tieflings. Just
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
okay.
He's just gonna like kind of look around and be like, no, I mean, I feel fine.
Yeah, like I said, the
Well,
uphill
cool.
climb is probably going to be your best bet. Now, I should probably close the door. I'm letting all the warm air out.
Yeah.
Take care. I hope you find a place to stay tonight.
thank-
And
Mhm.
they close the door.
So it's open.
So Dinner's Rest is.
So it's empty.
There's no one they have to order.
It's
We can
empty.
start a
You
fire.
don't have to- you can burn the whole building down.
We don't have to burn the whole building. down.
No, that's not what I meant.
There's
I meant that we
probably
could
like a
have,
fucking chimney. It's
It
it's a
is
house.
free real estate.
You said the wall is boarded up.
The doors were heavy and like pretty much more not locked per se, but like windows are boarded up and whatnot. You can kind of make out stuff through them, but it just looks like the whole place is run down.
The doors aren't locked?
The doors aren't locked. There's no reason to. Who cares?
I open it.
There's nothing in it. All right, actually,
Gee.
and you hear as the
I look at Twinkles who failed to open the door.
I have no fingers. Doorknobs are my
Right.
bane.
Remind me to glue like some Tic Tacs to the end of your gun.
Or just a
Look-
singular fish hook?
I have
that-
a hunting trap.
that
A bear
explains that explains so much. I was hearing the music I was trying to figure out why the music audio wasn't changing volume for me. And it's because fucking Firefox, the one I'm using for the camera for stream, still had the volume on max. So I was like, why do I have to turn down the audio for this so low? It's like, so I'm gonna start adjusting audio again, because
Right.
fucking now it's too quiet for me. Yeah, so you open the doors, and the cold wind blushes right on inside, and it appears to be an old like tavern. There's probably some inn rooms somewhere inside, but the whole place looks terribly, like both very dark inside and just terribly decrepit. You can't imagine you would get too much comfort living in here.
Indigo turns to the group. Is nice.
I'm going to start grabbing anything I can to throw into a fireplace.
All right.
You like grab Esophese and Twinkles is like,
No,
no,
we don't grab
that is not
SOPs, but while you're putting stuff
firewood."
in there, he's just sitting in there, and you're like, no, get out of there. Like fucking baby's day out. He's just like this one character that's constantly trying to kill himself. You're like, no,
This chair is broken.
All right, so I would like for you.
Can we take a short break real quick since we're at 8:30 to
this
bathroom and
is
whatnot?
this is actually the perfect time to take a break. So you guys start stepping inside Denev's rest, and we'll take a small break. I'm
We'll
good.
use the
Okay,
same
we're getting back into the game. All right, we're in the game now. You guys are at Denev's
All right.
rest. You had walked in and are currently starting to
All right,
find
start the stream
anything anything that can be used as firewood. And I would love. Oh God, I would love so many things to happen the
Survival?
way I'd prefer them to have. No, not at all. Not at all. Why would you want that? What I want,
because I mean, this is like a survival training 101.
what I want you to do is I want people to give me perception checks at
Oh, okay.
disadvantage.
Oh, I'm terrible at these.
To light it on
Because-
fire with our minds.
Well, those with dark vision can make it normally, but those, well, no, it's not
Does
necessarily.
Esophese get one as well?
Yeah, Esophese gets one as well, but it's like fucking.
Well,
basic
but he be
vision.
paying attention is the thing.
Oh, give yourself
Yeah,
guidance.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna give myself guidance.
All right.
Do I?
Give
So do
yourself
I roll
that.
normally or do I roll with
So
disadvantage?
you can hover your mouse over your roll and click the little minus key, and that will retroactively add it.
Oh, well.
Fucking, you guys are gonna fucking give me
No,
a
no.
heart attack. How'd you roll?
Esophese rolled a 1 and a 2.
All right. So, when you guys are kind of shuffling around the place, trying to pull pieces of wood, anything at all that you can use to like kind of light on fire. And there's some like chairs that are set up. And you're kind of looking around and you hear creaking and you think it might be, oh, it's just Esophese. But then Esophese is right next to you.
Out like a light because he's extremely old and likes to take naps.
You don't think much of it at first. And I'm going to go ahead and start dragging people over to a map. Just give me 2 seconds, and I will have this all set up. I don't know where Esophese is.
2.
Do you guys have any sort of light source at all in here? Because otherwise it's pitch black.
I'd have a torch.
Lights.
I have dancing lights.
Isn't the
Yeah.
fire running too?
There's some
But
fire.
it's a
Yeah,
break
you had not
dancing
get it. You
glow
had
man.
not gotten
No,
it ready yet. Yeah, you had not.
I
gotten it
would
set
have
up
my
yet.
torch ready though, because I wouldn't be blind.
Right.
You wouldn't be
Then
blind. Dim light.
I'd have my torch out.
All right, I'm just trying to get, because I'm about to add like multiple light sources to this scene now. Is trying to figure out who has what. Get a nice little light flickering effect. All right.
I got a forge question. Is it possible to pop out the character sheet like it is in Roll20?
I don't
There's a
think so.
module for it.
Okay.
So, and then where's
just
your
closed
dancing
mine.
lights? Where's your dancing lights on this map?
I'll let you know when it
did we do
loads.
the Goliath or did we do
That's up to
two
you.
separate dancing lights?
Probably 2 glowmans each.
Yeah, and there's a breakdancing glow man next to me.
It's exclusively breakdancing.
Well, it's
It's-
dancing lights.
It's like coffee
What's-
grinding.
yeah.
What's
They are
the
dancing
what's
lights, it's
the
true.
what's the distance on the light?
Let me look. It is.
Well, it's like 10 feet per light, right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but you don't
it really
really-
doesn't tell.
Each
It
light-
doesn't. You're not supposed to
each light
merge them
should-
together. You're not really
Yeah, you
supposed
can.
to.
You can also
Yeah.
combine the 4 lights into one glowing, vaguely humanoid form of medium size, but whichever form you choose, each light sheds a dim light for 10 feet. As a bonus
light, 10
action, move the light 60 feet. A light must be 20 feet of another light created by this spell. A light winks out of it if it exceeds the spell's range.
Is there a specific color that you want to make the light, or?
Not really.
Okay.
Just light.
There's just there you go. You got some
Kinda
very
like
dim
a-
light next to you, Aurelia. And then all of a sudden, sneak attack. As these
He
these,
sees you.
Oh no.
these
Is
Yeah.
that Esophese?
Esophese is on the map, yeah. Which I'm pretty sure
Three
Twinkles
more
will probably be.
SFI.
Over here.
Esophode snow.
I legitimately can't move this token because my mouse is broken. There we go. All right. So, we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative here, and they have surprise on you.
No. Oh no, Raulio's gonna die. Round 1.
That's not
Should
the
be
right
fine.
music.
No, there's 2
There
of them. I have a
is.
12 AC. There's no way.
He'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Where's the initiative button on this game?
It's
He
on
has
the
to,
punch
he has to
fist.
activate the encounter first. Yeah, there it is.
It's on the fist, and then you click the dice.
Not bad.
I'm gonna go roll the NPCs here.
On the fist,
So-
and then you click dice. What?
There's a lot of dice on the screen right now. Yeah, so the top right corner, there's a fist. Hover over, it's the combat tracker. You click on it, and you can see. Add Esophese to the turn order. You
And
can act on its
then-
turn as well. But I don't think you want to get into combat.
Yes.
No. He's got health.
All right.
You can take a couple blows.
I like Twinkle's initiative. That seems pretty rad.
Real fast. I just have to move this over here where it can be a little bit easier seen on stream. Okay. Then, right. So these dwarf-looking figures with like ebony skin, like more like not ebony. It would be more along the lines like it just looks like this very pale, dark skin, and white eyes and white beards appear out of nowhere and
Who the fuck
go
are you?
for the. We're asking you that question. This Dorgar comes up onto Twinkles, and
Ah,
he's going
fuck.
to go.
Can't believe he's done this.
Is going to attack with its mighty Wartick. Wartick.
The game is paused.
It is. There we go.
They did leave my attack of
Why it
opportunity
is?
range.
You can't take reactions. It's a surprise round.
Yeah, surprise round.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Oh. No, I'm sorry. This one legitimately grows. Begins growing very, very large, becoming a huge lad. Nearly touching the ceiling, the Durgar turns to a large form and completely overshadows Aurelia and Twinkles.
Why did you do that?
This one does not, and just goes up to Strawn to
going
attack.
to- You're going to disrupt the chandelier.
Does a 12 hit Strawn?
Yeah, it does. It meets.
All right, then you take 9 points of damage.
I am on the ground.
Oh my god.
That's so much damage. A D8 at level 1, dude.
Yeah, you guys weren't supposed to go in here. I was trying to get you guys not to. But then you decided you
Not
wanted
really
to have
that hard.
free. Well, I wasn't gonna stop you, so I don't know how you guys are gonna get out of here. So, Strain is currently unconscious on the ground. Strawn, I'm sorry, my bad.
Strawn. God, get it right.
Surprise round. This Durgar is not, and is just gonna go ahead and attack. Let's see here, Aurelia. So here's a war pick. Does a 13 hit?
It does.
You take 8 points of damage.
Why do you guys have such shitty armor classes?
I'm dead.
You're on the
I'm
ground.
not
You're on-
supposed-
You're
to be
unconscious. You're unconscious.
Yes.
Yeah, you're unconscious.
Hey,
Esophese run.
Strawn,
The
has-
one
suppose we
person
just
who
get
can
out of
survive
here.
this encounter.
Twinkles. First up,
Twinkles.
what do you want to
Try
do?
diplomacy. Grab Strawn and leave.
Oh fuck.
It's not even that much damage.
Alright.
It's just a D8.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
consider this. Like, most of our fucking, like, hit
I know.
point
It's
totals are
first
D8.
level. It's
Yeah.
first level. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It has a 1 in 4 chance to one-shot me.
Yeah.
Would I be able to pick up Strawn as a bonus action?
It would be your action. It would be like your. Well, one, you have to be able to lift Strawn. You have to have a strength score big enough that you can actually lift them and start walking.
Okay,
just
I
drag
You can
them away.
drag.
I
You
cannot,
can drag
I cannot carry anyone. I have 7 strength.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
just
basi-
drag them away.
You could
Um,
you could
That's
attempt
a
to start
carrying
moving over
capacity of-
there.
35?
If I
15
move
attacks.
over there, I provoke attack of opportunity from Big Boy, which I don't
Well,
really want to do.
I'm sorry. It would be your item interaction to start lifting Strawn, or like just dragging them to somewhere else. But you could use your action to disengage and try to just get them and try to get them out of here.
Yeah,
Well,
that would not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. So, but instead of disengaging,
We don't want to do anything aggressive. We just want to leave. Like, we can't handle this shit.
just wait, just think about it for a second.
No.
All right.
No, I'm not. Disengage and grab straw.
let me check a spell description real quick.
Oh my god.
Allows you to one-shot old things with beard.
This was designed to
That would
put
be
down
pretty
as
funny.
a piece if he ever got too senile, but
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. It's well, I don't know. It's a +7.
it's
I
not
feel
worth it.
like
It's not worth it.
I don't know.
It's not going to do anything. It won't do enough damage to one-shot them, which means that we will just die
Well,
next turn.
no, but it would prevent them from taking any reactions, which would be nice.
But the only reactions we're worried about is always negated by you just doing disengage.
Disengage.
Did
it's true.
I call them Draugr? They're Duragar. I'm sorry. That's what they're. That's how it's pronounced.
Not the Draugr.
Yeah, a
No,
Draugr
it's
is something
Duergar.
very different, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
Duergar.
Yeah. All right. I will disengage. And whoops, I'm in the wrong
Whoops. Yeah.
thingy here. Move up here.
And that took that was
actually,
difficult
I-
terrain to move over the thing. So you might not
So
be able to
that's
get very
15 feet.
far. Yeah.
You can get
But you-
here.
So, drag Strawn over the table. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Then-
I guess I will do that.
I'm sorry. I was fucking with your stuff.
Oops.
My bad.
Stop fucking with my stuff.
And then Strawn's now over here being dragged away.
Esophese, flee.
The giant Duragar. Oh god. Goes up to Esophese.
I shouldn't.
Just start
shouldn't have
like
moved.
he just does a mighty war cry. And goes, they're here! Everyone in the building! We're gonna kill them all! Ask questions later.
Actually, you could just let us leave.
That implies that there's more than the people
Yes.
in the room.
Yes.
That may be true. Don't ask questions. Hold on.
Is Esophese tagged with deaf, blind, and dazed?
It looks like he is, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And he is going to attack Esophese.
God damn it! I shouldn't have moved. I shouldn't have been letting myself get bullied by my fucking teammates.
I'm pretty sure.
He's dead, dude.
Yeah, that just straight up,
He's super dead.
that just straight up kills Esophese.
That just pancakes Esophese.
Esophese, you know what? I'll be nice just because stuff and reasons. But Esophese goes completely unconscious, right next to Indigo.
Would have killed him 5 times over.
This door over here opens up, and you notice they stop being invisible as they reveal themselves and go, "Ah! What's going on?
Shut up. We're leaving.
You shouldn't have come here."
Oh, fuck.
The door was unlocked. The door was unlocked.
Yeah, you need. Really, this is terrible planning on your part.
You're the first ones that have come in here in like over a year. Does an 18
We
hit?
would like a room,
Indigo?
please.
Does-
Do
Uh,
you take gold?
An 18 hits, but I'm gonna take 7 damage.
You take 5 damage.
I'm up. Or I'm up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 damage.
Hey,
Yeah.
ask if they know where the bathroom is.
Oh, I haven't tried that yet.
All right. Indigo, it is your turn.
I need to get to Aurelia, but I need them to make space first. I pick up Esophese because I'm strong enough.
Yeah. He's weighs
Which
like a
door is the
pig.
door to get out?
This one, right there.
All right. I pick up Esophese. I'm gonna disengage and walk outside.
All right. You start dragging his body, and you do bring him with you.
Well, I can just lift him up.
Yeah, he's on you now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then once he's outside, I just huck him into the snow, and I'll deal with him later.
I told you guys this was gonna suck. This Duragar right here goes up to Twinkles, or is going to try. I don't know if he can. Yeah, he gets about there. That's where he can get. He like rushes up over the counter and gets right there, like trying to block you off.
It's okay. I have an actual decent AC as well, so.
I want Aurelia to give me a death saving throw.
That I can do.
Here's a time for that natural 20.
I have no idea how we're gonna get Aurelia out of there.
Let's rule one of them. Normal.
Oh.
Damn,
Oh, that was so close.
That's
It
one
was.
death.
That was really almost a 20.
I do have that feature that allows me to roll 2d4 on a
That's-
failed saving throw.
On failed saving throws. All right, you can use that.
It's a
then.
death saving throw.
Yeah, you can use that.
I just thought it was on skill
I will
checks. Yeah,
do
but you can use that. Yeah.
Or wait, do you want to wait? Because what if you roll one that's almost a 20? No, I think it has to
That
be
doesn't-
natural.
yeah, it has
Yeah,
to be
it's
natural.
He doesn't want to get in a situation where he rolls in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's not going to
Because
save him at all.
Then it wouldn't matter at all. Yeah.
So that
Best
does
case
bring
scenario.
you up. That does bring you up to 11, and you have
One
one
success.
success. Then it is this Duragar's turn, and they are going to. God, they're gonna jump over the counter to about here, because that's pretty much all they can really do right now. Strom, I need you to give me a death saving throw.
Nat 20.
Oh, my glow man goes away.
Okay.
Oh shit.
That was really close.
Ah, man.
Oh my god. Yeah, so you have one success.
Yeah.
Where's this Duragar? This Duragar's here. And you just hear like bump. It's like, get out of the way! As they become visible, finally. Right through the doorway there. I don't know if anybody can see that, but there's the one there. But they are not really able to do much. Esophese. Give Esophese a death save.
Let me see how I can do that.
Usually that's not for NPCs, but we'll see how it works.
Thank God we don't have to worry about his modifiers.
Just roll a just roll a d10. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Pretty good.
That's
Pretty good.
just write that down somewhere that Esophese has one success.
Noted.
What if he nat 20s back to life and then he's like, who's Todd? Like, he's fine again? And it's like, what is,
It's like, oh,
where am I? Like, actually.
Yeah, it like knocked something
Really?
straight.
Yeah.
I
I don't know a Todd. I don't even have a son.
Sorry, yeah. There's
Good God, thank God I don't have any children.
there's some movement. Twinkles, it is your turn. You're currently surrounded.
Kind of. I prefer to think of myself as kind of surrounded. I can only move at half. Can I move at full speed while dragging a body?
Yeah. It really depends on what your drag weight is. You can find that in your inventory screen on D&D Beyond.
It's 15 times your strength
score.
modifier.
Times your strength score.
Strength score, right?
Yeah, your modifier would be a problem.
Yeah, and as
Um,
long as you can drag stuff, there's nothing about your speed
It's
getting slowed down.
105 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much does Strawn
Oof.
weigh?
yeah.
That's less than I weigh. There's no way.
Then you're not. You can
I mean,
you can
elves
drag
are
her.
pretty light, but
You can drag her, but you're like at half movement here. And you're surrounded. So what do you want to do?
You get here. Almost half of it.
I mean, I hate to say this, but I really don't care about these people enough. I've only just met them, and my
So-
master is currently unconscious outside.
There's no. Yeah.
It's fine. I plan to perfectly broker peace.
So I'll go ahead and drop.
Have you guys had
Strawn.
enough yet? Can you get out of our house?
Disengage,
And then you can get outside.
You kind of have to swerve around that Duragar just a bit.
10, 15, 20.
20. 25.
25. Actually, no. I'm gonna. 25. I'm gonna
It's like you have 30 movement speed.
go
as a-
there. I use my action to see? I'm gonna try to. Well, no. I'm gonna stay here.
Okay.
At 20, and I'm going to get ready to help my Esophese.
All right. Then this Durgar here walks over to
Can I
a
close the door? I don't know if I can.
Yeah, that's a movement interaction. You can do that. You can just close the door.
There you go.
It's like you close the door and you just hear from the outside, if you take too many steps from this building, we'll kill them inside. And actually, something you've noticed, Aurelia and Strawn, and the Durgar just kind of like shouts back. It appears that they are that you are no longer making death saving throws.
Oh. How interesting.
And you just like see through the window here, this giant Durgar is just like, we have hostages. We want answers. And it's like basically
Indigo-
we're putting a pause on combat.
Yeah, Indigo puts both arms up in the air and just says, listen, we are very sorry. We apologize. We were told that Denver's Rest had no residents.
Yeah, we
don't
wanted to
mean you
keep
any
it
harm.
that way.
Well, we don't mean you any harm. We were unaware of your presence here. We just would like to leave with our hostage, or your hostages, our party members intact. We're very sorry. We won't tell anyone, or we will tell people. What do you want?
They'll like just kind of like turn back to each other, and I gotta. This music
It's like,
requires a
shit, I
different.
don't know what we want. What do we want? Oh shit, I hadn't thought of that.
Just wanted a place
No
to
one's ever
stay for
asked
the
us
night.
what we want before.
So yeah, currently, inside here, Aurelia, you're currently being used as a bargaining chip. So your face is basically being plastered against the window.
Not for the first.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Becomes invisible. All right. And they are currently surrounding Strong. So there we go. They're not going anywhere. If you want to make some medicine checks for Esophese, by all means.
I absolutely will do that.
You essentially
And
have
thankfully, I actually am intelligent. Shit, medicine is wisdom for some reason. Fuck.
Yep. You want me to roll it? I have good wisdom.
Please, for the love of God.
Okay, I'll roll medicine to try to heal the old man.
Do you want to help him?
I am not.
Be a assist?
He's not
I will assist it. I do not know how human anatomy
And-
works.
That's the basic.
And they. That's a 10. That's enough. So I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. So Esophese is stabilized, but he's just like unconscious. He's just going, my son. My son.
I can see him in the light.
And through the window, you see Aurelia get his face plastered against the window by this giant Durgar, and he's just like, "We want you to come inside. We'll just tie you up.
What?
Why?
We don't want anyone
don't
to
you
know
want-
we're here, and you know we're here.
I won't tell anyone.
Tough.
I never talk to people.
Get in here. You have my word that we won't fight you, but you are going to lay down your weapons, and you're going to come with us.
I have no
Where are we going?
weapons.
I'm not going to tell you where we're going.
You have to tell me where we're going.
He just said inside.
No, I want to know where we're going.
Are we going to
Inside.
fight
someone?
And there's like just kind of like pushes. Okay, so Aurelia gets slammed into the window, like pulled back and slammed. And Aurelia, you're joking, like you're probably going to die.
Ugh.
You're now making death
Fine.
saving throws again.
Fine, whatever. I open the door. I come in. I throw.
If you
my-
are trying to break the window, I can help.
Lay down your weapons.
I did.
All right,
I
so you
have
guys
no weapons.
start dragging Esophese in there, and we're gonna say that we're gonna drag ourselves to this map for now. As you guys are all
Negotiations.
tied up, and you're thrown in the storeroom in the back of
How
this
the
place.
fuck am I tied up? I am
Because you're tied up.
ball.
Eventually,
No, listen, there are ropes around you.
Fair enough.
Your movement
Fair
can't be
enough.
restricted, but there are ropes around you. They weld the 12-pound weight to the back of you and just hold you to the floor.
Right, and he's going to. So I'm just like setting some stuff. But a couple hours later, and Aurelia, Strawn, and Esophese wake up with 1 HP, both bound.
Esophese is full HP. Pog.
Can I use that as a short rest?
No. Well,
Damn.
yeah, that because you're.
Me and Johnny.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything technically.
I'm just gonna drag everybody into this room real fast. As you do all kind of wake up and you regain 1 HP. So Esophese does have like max HP, as useful as that is. All right, and I'm just moving some things around real fast. My bad. All right. I have to reset everything.
For some reason, I'm encumbered.
So,
I'm pretty sure I fixed that.
You guys are currently
It's the weight of your sins.
and now I'm going to bring us back. You guys are currently all tied up in the back of this place. It appears to be a storeroom full of crates and whatnot. There appears to be one lookout when Strawn and Aurelia wake up. And I would like to know what you guys are doing.
I think we can take him.
Don't even try it. You move, I kill you.
You should probably
I cannot die.
Heal yourself and Strawn so we can do something.
But I mean, if we get hit, we're pretty much gone anyway.
I guess that's fair. Strawn, how much HP do you have?
Total, I mean.
Yeah, like max.
Total 9.
9. Okay.
You are
I
like a
would think
baby.
it's more beneficial to hit.
Yeah,
heal.
heal Strawn.
I'm gonna heal you.
I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. 1 second. Boy.
More things.
Boy's also tied up here.
Boy.
I'm sorry. He could have been there for that.
Boy could have saved us.
He was also there the entire time. I just am horrible
7
at remembering
HP,
these
Strawn.
things.
I'm sorry.
7 HP.
How exactly are my arms like locked up right now?
You're essentially tied with rope. They're interbound with rope.
Okay, so because so when I shoot a magical stone, it comes out from like a hole in
You
my,
have to have
where my hand should be.
You have to have a stone to shoot.
Well, I should still have 2 because I shot 1 earlier.
You did.
The spell would have fizzled out by now. Like
Yeah,
you apply the
to be
magic.
To be fair, it has been 14 hours.
Yes.
Oh yeah, shit. Okay.
Yeah, so it's essentially like if you can find a stone on the ground, you can cast the magic on that. But it's like that, and you currently have no way of doing it because your hands are bound. You would have to get out of the rope first.
Okay. Well, okay. It doesn't.
It's like also
lessen
like healing magic that requires a somatic component can't be cast, so like healing wouldn't work.
Does cure
What
wounds?
if I just wiggle my body around?
Does
That's
cure
not-
wounds cost a somatic component?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, so Strain never.
I am
actually
a
got to heal,
dancer.
Still 1 HP. But you guys, you woke up about an hour later. You're pretty exhausted because you've been traveling for 14 hours past that. So, you also have like 1 point of exhaustion.
Is there a torch in this room?
Or
is it like pitch
Indigo like had one, but now it's been used up. So like you're essentially talking in the dark right now.
Okay, so presumably
I
they
can't
have
see
dark
shit.
vision.
Oh shit!
so-
I can't see Esophese.
Yeah, I get the. I say, well, in my opinion, it's best for us to wait this out and See if we can have a discussion with whoever comes in.
Powering off.
All right.
So Strain still has just 1 HP.
No, I
and you
gained.
still no spell could
No.
be cast because your hands
Oh.
are
Yeah, 'cause
bound.
it has
You can't cast
somatic
somatic.
component in my.
Yeah. your
Gotcha,
hands are
gotcha.
tied. So I would.
I'm gonna.
There's just
I'm
you know that
gonna-
there's a guard in here with you that is watching you. Supposedly has dark vision. Some of you are able to kind of see. Esophese can kind of make shit out, and Aurelia can as well. But most of you are pretty much completely blind. You're exhausted because you've been traveling all day, and
I'm just gonna go to bed. I can't do shit right here in this position.
Yeah, if you guys want
Indigo
to take a
just
long, if you
wrestles
guys,
against the thing.
you guys want to try to just
Indigo
take a
tries
long
for
rest
a long
here.
rest. Yeah, Indigo's like, this is technically sleep.
I'm gonna use thaumaturgy because that's only a verbal component, and I'm just gonna have like something knock over in this corner, even though there's nothing there.
Does thaumaturgy require is it just a verbal thing?
It's just verbal.
Yeah. So there's like a coat rack with an old tattered coat on it that falls to the ground, and the Durgar looks over to it and says, "No funny business. That's your final warning."
And then I'm gonna have a knock at the door while he's looking at it. I'm just gonna have there be a
Like,
knock at the door.
Could you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna have it knock at the door while he's looking at the rack.
This door right here. To the south.
Yeah.
And he just
Yeah.
he goes to answer it, and there's no one there. I
Well,
said no funny business, and he's gonna go up to you. He's
You
going
might-
to hit you.
You might be hearing
I'm
things.
I'm currently just vibing, my guy. I don't understand.
Yeah, how does he know it's him?
Oh,
How does he
shit.
know?
But you don't know.
How does he? But how no?
Because you're
But
saying
how-
words.
I-
It's a verbal component. You're saying words. You're saying magical
Your
words.
Honor, there was a knock at the door. This was not my
Aurelia-
fault.
Aurelia
I
is knocked
talk in my
unconscious
sleep.
yet again.
Very much. so.
Indigo lays down for a long rest. Indigo's fucking done.
Yeah. So Aurelia would eventually wake up a couple hours later with 1 HP, but would not be able to gain. Well, you would not gain the benefits of a long rest because you did not have a restful sleep. Everybody else would have had the benefits of a long rest and would have removed that point of exhaustion.
I mean, you used.
fine.
You didn't really.
I didn't use a spell slot or
Yeah, you
anything.
didn't use anything. It's really just your health you're missing out on.
The good news is that you do see some light kind of shimmer through some of the doors, and you would understand this to be twilight. The guard is still there. He's currently reading a book or something. And eventually, yeah.
Reading
so
in
Strom,
the dark is bad for your eyes.
Strom regains all their HP, by the way, because they had a long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a long rest button on the?
Yeah.
on here?
There is in fact a long rest
It's
button.
L rest under your hit die, I think.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Spanish. God.
El rest.
That's Italian.
My bad. Sorry. All these
Romantic languages.
Latin languages are the same.
The door opens up, and you see another Durgar walk in, and he just goes, "He's sent out. He'll be back later, so just watch them for the next couple of days. I'll take this next shift." And that one leaves.
Ugh.
And it's just he just kind of like eyes you.
So Aurelia can't learn his lesson. He's gonna be like, "Hey, what are we here for? Like, what are we waiting?"
By the way, Aurelia
for
would have
exactly?
been able to gain the benefits of a short rest though in this time. Absolutely. So you can try to regain some health.
It's not worth rolling.
I
Okay.
mean, it is worth rolling.
It's not worth rolling.
It is, but
It's really not.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
get anything at a
Alright.
short rest, and I don't have enough health to benefit. Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Can I attempt to undo my bindings?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm gonna
give me-
attempt.
I mean, I can call attention to it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fucking do it somewhere else. Do thaumaturgy, and then we'll. So get a long rest. So you don't fucking die the next time you get punched in the face.
Well, I'm
Just roll the hit die and then do the thaumaturgy. Because last thing I need to hear is that you getting fucking pancaked out.
Short rest die.
All right.
It didn't roll it.
Did you click roll?
Did I? I didn't quick roll. I figured when I was like, oh yeah, rest and selected the die, it would just do it. Okay.
Right.
I'm at 5 HP. I'm gonna stand.
Okay, you're standing.
And
You're
I'm
able to do that.
I'm gonna do what I do best, and I'm gonna seduce the man. I'm gonna step to here and saunter my twink butt all the way over and be like, hey, like, I don't really understand what's going on. You don't, like, I don't think you get it. We didn't mean to trespass. We just were here for the time.
I'm gonna try athletics in this meeting.
It would be sleight of hands. It would be sleight of hands.
Oh shit!
Well, that's a nat 20 with sleight of hands. It's the same roll.
Just that would have been a 22.
Okay. Everybody who's trying to break out of their bindings or slip out of them well, you can also make strength checks if you want to as well.
Then 26.
Yeah, but it would be very flashy while you're doing it. So I want Aurelia to give me a performance check.
Come on. Performance or persuasion, because they're the same number, but it's
performance.
Well,
you said you were wiggling.
You're dancing. You're trying to get his attention by seducing him that way, not like with words. Oh
Sick.
You had a short rest.
I had a short rest. Yeah, and I don't think that recharges.
Yeah, and you also have exhaustion, so I think you have disadvantage on ability checks.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll it again. It's a fucking 4. It's not gonna be much worse.
Do you come here often?
You're like here's the thing, is like you're all tied up, right? And you're able to like kind of like worm yourself in front here, and you're trying your best. And the Durgar is just like, I'm not really interested. All right, it's like I understand, like you're just trying to help me out. Like I know it's rough out here, it's cold, and we have a big mission.
Yeah,
but you're like worming your way over.
And I imagine it's really hard in like a house full of guys that are just like you. It's hard to like really meet people or get out there. And I just want to make sure you're okay.
And the unfortunate thing here, and it's like I understand, it's very flattering, but you need to go back because I'm into bears.
Well, hello.
And then immediately when this happens, both like Twinkle sleight of hands his way out of his bindings, and then Indigo just snaps his. Wait, what's going on here? Like, you can't even see. You can't see. You have no idea where he is.
No, I'm just running in the direction of the voices I heard, and I'm swinging.
At disadvantage. At disadvantage, you're making an unarmed strike because you had to drop your weapons.
Yeah.
Aurelia's gonna get decked.
"Quote unquote surprise round?" I'm gonna try and find some pebbles.
Yeah, go ahead. You can just search around there. I'm gonna go ahead and add everybody to an initiative tracker.
Well, at least it's not worse.
10. Oh, I should roll initiative then, huh?
Dog is also going to try to wiggle its way out. Nope.
Not best.
No. The dog is still restrained.
No. Free my boy.
But
Twinkle's is free.
Twinkle's is free. Esophese is not attempting to get out of the bindings. I don't think he acknowledges that he's been tied up, really.
Roll your initiative.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
This is so scuffed. I just want to stretch how much you weren't supposed to go in here.
That sucks.
Yep. All right.
But think of all the XP we'll get for beating this enemy.
Okay. So
we're
Indigo,
on milestone.
the only thing you know is that the Durgar is probably right here, so you're making an attack roll at disadvantage.
Yeah, it was a 10.
Twinkle's it was a 10 to hit. Unfortunately, you just hit hard armor. You hit hard armor, and you're just fuck.
For some reason, it re-rolled and did a second roll instead of giving me it at disadvantage. I don't know why.
Twinkle's. It is Twinkle's turn. They were able to slip out. So what are you doing?
I'm casting Magic Stone.
All right. You currently have no sight line on anything in this room.
Do you want to cast light first?
I don't have light. I have Magic Stone.
Do you have any? I thought you had a light spell.
No, Shocking Grasp creates some light, but not for very long.
Yeah, so you can't. It's completely blind. You can't find anything.
To get one of our.
On the ground, I can't find anything.
Yeah, you can't find anything because you're completely blind.
Then I will do nothing.
All right. Then
Pretend to be tied up still.
Aurelia.
Hold action to cast magic stone as soon as you can see.
Essentially.
All right, then Aurelia.
I can't do that though because magic stone is a bonus. action.
Like it is very clear that the jig is up
I mean-
by this point.
What? Why would you say that?
What the first thing of exhaustion? That's on just checks.
That's
you
just
make,
on
right?
that's
skill
ability
check?
checks.
Yeah, ability
skill checks. Which would mean like strength, just straight up strength, intelligence as well, stuff like that. So if you're trying to get out, you can either use athletics to break your bindings, or sleight of hand to slip out.
Go for sleight of hand. Yeah, go for sleight of hand.
Yeah,
At disadvantage. Yeah, it's when you roll it, you can retroactively add it just by clicking where you rolled on chat. So just go ahead and roll it first.
Yeah, because I can't actually cast yet. Oh, that's not good.
Well, roll it again at disadvantage.
And unfortunately, you're still incapacitated and on the ground. So you're just kind of like wiggling around. It's just like, no, there's nothing happening.
Oh no, I hope no one takes advantage of me.
What does Esophese
Still
do?
trying to do it's very tired.
Esophese is. I mean, I can't actually like see Esophese's token, and I can't see what Esophese sees. So it's
Yeah.
it's a little awkward. But Esophese is probably like, oh, young man, you really shouldn't expose your behind in such a way. It's quite unsightly.
You're about to make me act up.
About to make
These old bones. One of these old bones is still rock hard, if you know what I'm saying.
The dog is going to attempt to just start gnawing on their binding, so they're going to roll an athletics check, and hopefully... Ooh, yeah, so the dog manages to snap free of its restraints, so Boy is now with you. But that was his surprise round action. Indigo, you punch something. Yeah, so you already did something. Strawn, did you already try to get out of your bindings?
No, they did not.
Did you want to try now?
Yeah, I'll try now.
Okay, so it's either athletics to break them or sleight of hand to slip out.
Let's try that. Oh man, I almost saw that go to a 20.
I saw that too. Yeah.
No, unfortunately, the bindings stay tight, and you're not quite able to get out of them. You're still incapacitated from them, or you're restrained. Sorry. So you're like, there's that. So this is top of actual combat. Twinkles is still blind.
Yeah, I'll still skip my turn.
I have a torch if you want to come over to my backpack.
I don't know where you are.
Yeah, like nobody can see anybody. Aurelia.
Go again. Try to break out again.
Yeah, I have to try to break out again because otherwise I can't do anything.
I'll say because it's combat, it's just like taking you very. Oh. So yeah, you're able to finally slip out. It takes your action, but you're able to slip out of everything. And
Ooh, sorry, I turned into a
Well, I had disadvantage because I'm tired.
Never mind. Then you're still. Yep.
Fuck.
For it.
He's really just on the ground. Like this is the first time I felt the stressed.
Yeah.
I've lived a very cushiony life considering what I do, and I'm panicking. I'm really just I don't know how to get out of this. I never trained for this.
All right. Esophese, it's his turn. I don't know if he's trying to help Twinkles at all in any way.
No, he's like, he's like readjusting himself on the crate and kind of like going back to bed.
Trying to fix.
I should have let him die.
The Duragar is going to.
This board here is quite.
Duragar is going to take its war pick and try to bash the face of Indigo.
Okay.
And does 4 damage on him.
Nothing.
Just
A
as its
third of
war
his
pick
health.
crashes down into your hide armor. And it is now Indigo's turn. You can't see shit.
All right.
You know where that attack came
I
from,
reach into
but
my pack.
yeah,
I reach into my pack and I light a torch.
that can be your move action to do that.
All right, just and ignite the room around me.
Remember, like nobody
Ignite the
has
room.
weapons right now, so there you go.
Yeah.
Now the room is very well lit.
Oh, there we are. And I punch him.
Okay, all right, give me that attack roll at normal. But now
Yeah.
everybody can see. Some people are still restrained though. Yeah, that's
21.
Yeah, that's
All
gonna
right,
hit.
I'm going to use my favored foe ability, which adds an extra 1 point of damage. So he takes 6 bludgeoning as I just fucking punch him.
Yeah, you punch him across the face, and he spits out some blood and just goes, and then he screams, "They're out!" Across the entire compound. So, Strawn.
It's to be you.
Listen,
God damn
Oh,
it.
goddamn.
if I can just
That was so close to any of the 3 numbers around it.
if I can give any amount of support as a game master, I'd say don't even try to fight him. Just run. Like, just get out. You won't.
All right,
It's not going to
fair.
be good. It's not going to be good.
Fair.
Because
I didn't mean to click on it.
So can I just start booking it?
Running.
you're restrained.
Like, I'm
you're,
tied up.
You're tied
My
up. So
feet
you
too?
need. Yes, they would be. It's just like
Oh,
enough to
okay.
be extremely awkward. So you need to still get out.
Got it. Wasn't sure if I had mobility, like to just move, but like not my hands.
Not, unfortunately not. So you, was that a sleight of hands? Did you do a sleight of hand to try to get out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, I see it now. Unfortunately, yeah, you are still restrained. Twinkles.
Twinkles? Are we running?
Yes.
You can drag people
Affirmative.
though if you have the strength to do it.
Acquire Esophese.
No,
I
leave him.
say, I say, and I'm gonna run up right here. That's 5, 10, 15, 20 right here.
Right.
And I'm going to attempt to use Shocking Grasp on the Duragar.
Ooh. All right. He's wearing scale mail.
I mean, that prevents him taking actions if he
Oh, so
can.
you have advantage.
Oh!
PogChamp.
I barely ever
I-
get that.
And you can
Hold
roll
on a
that
sec
attack
for that
roll.
Advantage.
Yeah, that plus
At
there.
advantage. Let me go ahead.
Ooh.
Okay,
wow.
I'll take that 14.
A 14 does not hit.
Ah,
Get out of
shit.
here. Just open the door and leave.
I don't
there
have
is-
fingers.
There's multiple doors in here. You know that this door right here leads out, like into the main room where all the other Duragar are.
Hog.
I
Yeah,
say
dude.
let's chance it and use the other 2 doors.
I will.
So you had
stay
your
where
action.
I am.
You moved around. Okay.
I will stay where I am and
No.
attempt to distract.
Okay. I was like, you're blocking the door. I was like,
Then go out the back door.
no. What?
You
This
should be
Duragar opens.
familiar- oh, fuck.
This, yeah, opens the door. Can you
Yeah.
not see him?
Yeah, I
I see
can.
him now.
That's
He's got
weird
flash.
because, like,
Flashing.
yeah, I'm like, okay, that's so weird. Okay, it's fine. But you see that Duragar, and he goes to attack Twinkles.
Not Tibbles.
Oh, it's only
no.
one of those damage dice. I changed it because he enlarged himself. So that is -2, so that's just 4 damage. But Twinkles takes 4 piercing damage
Ow.
as just tink, mining at him like Minecraft. And
That did not hurt. I have no nerves.
Aurelia.
Get out of there.
I gotta try to untie myself.
Yeah. At disadvantage. Yeah, you might just have to get dragged out. Like,
All right, I can lift you.
Hog champ.
I have the lift weight. I can just pick you up.
so you are still restrained. There is a restraint token. There we go.
He's just flipping himself over on the back, just like
He's
trying every
desperately-
angle to just pull his wrists through.
There's another Duragar, and it tries to get right here, and it's going to attack at Twinkles, and you can kind of not see it there, but it's just like right onto the side. You can kind of make out some light a little bit. So Twinkles has cover just because of how awkward this attack is.
Yeah, I can't even see him.
Yeah, exactly. That's how awkward it is. He's just like trying his best to swing through the doorway. So that means you have a +2 to your AC on this. Yeah, it just fucking bits it.
Yeah, he don't hit.
Yeah, he almost hits the other Duragar. Esophese, what is Esophese doing?
Esophese is like looking at, Twinkles, where are you going? And he kind of like flops over off the crate.
Takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage, dies.
Knocks himself
I guess to like kind of try and shake the ropes off.
Yeah,
if they
I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to the
loose.
back of this room for Esophese. If you want him to live, he's got to get himself out of those.
Yeah, I mean, he'll go there kind of without. He'll attempt to.
Athletics or sleight of hand?
It doesn't fucking matter now, does it?
I don't know.
Because it is an NPC.
You have
making
this
it.
stat.
Yeah, he's a commoner.
No longer have access to his token, so I cannot make the roll from his token.
Weird.
But
Let me look at that.
Head and roll a d20.
Figure permissions.
Esophese
You are
is
considered to be
strong.
the owner. That's weird.
A 14 sleight of hand.
No, unfortunately, they did a
And
little bit better.
Rolling as far as he can in that general direction, kind of
he's
fighting
able to
against the rope.
I'll say he's able to flop himself off the crate right out there, but other than that, he's not really able to move. This
Dog, chew me
Duragar,
free.
this Duragar is going to attack at Twinkles right here, the one next to you.
That'll probably.
You take
Not
3
kill me,
piercing
but-
damage.
You made it.
We hear. And that's all he's really going to do there. It is Boy's turn. And he's going to start ripping at Esophie's bindings.
Okay,
Why
I'm glad you
Esophese
added the
not
word
drawn?
bindings at the end of that.
Ripping at Esophie's.
Help Strahd.
It doesn't matter. He's not helping much anyway.
It does matter.
All right, so the dog isn't able to rip at the bindings there, very unfortunately. This Duragar here is just like standing on top of this counter right about here, but can't really do anything from this angle at all. It's just like, get him out of the way! I'm trying! Indigo, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna pick up Aurelia because I have the carry weight.
Yeah,
How much?
Goliath.
How much does Strawn weigh?
Strong, I don't know. A lot.
I don't know.
Like 500 pounds.
He's a
If it's-
thick ass.
If these are both twinks, I can pick you both up and leave.
Aurelia's like
I'd say
5'6". He's like 95 pounds.
It would take like
I was gonna
your...
say I'm.
It would take your move, like, because you're using your item interaction to pick up Aurelia, and then you have to use your action to pick up Strawn, because it's 2 item
Correct.
interactions.
Right. So I'm just double checking that I can carry them though. Both.
You, as a
So your
Goliath,
max
you might
carry
be.
weight.
Okay.
What's your carry
If
weight?
you need to, you can start dragging them as well.
Sorry, my carry weight is
It would be on D&D Beyond.
540.
That's
And then,
definitely...
like, your dragging weight is even more. Like, you can drag.
Yeah,
even
your
more.
dragging weight is double your carry weight.
So you
So
can
you
start.
can even
You can just drag them
drag
out.
Probably be
both
around
of us if you want.
115.
Yeah, but okay. So yeah, I'm gonna grab Aurelia. I'm gonna go over, grab at the bind. I'm just holding them both by their bindings. I'm gonna risk the opportunity attack, and I'm gonna move over and open this door.
They're gonna take it, and they are gonna hit, but they're only gonna do 3 piercing damage.
Bottom roll. Both
What do I see out this door?
Snow.
Yeah, it looks like
it's
snow.
just like it's just the backside of the building. You don't see anybody
okay,
else. Here.
I get another 5 feet out this door.
Yeah, and these 2
Now
are
we're at the
being
edge of the
dragged.
world, though.
Yeah, so you're essentially just outside now. You just drag them both there.
I holding both of them by the door. I just say, "Can one of you like kick it closed or something?"
You're also the only one with the light source, so you're just like put the torch in your mouth, essentially.
Oh, I can have dropped the torch at my feet because if I'm grabbing both of them, then I'm probably not going to be holding on to the torch.
I mean, I'm resistant to fire if you want to hold the flame in the same hand I'm in.
No, I did, however, think about burning away your bindings briefly, but then I was like, resistant to fire does not mean immune.
There we go then. So there is still light in here. I'll make this more accurate, 40 feet. You're essentially burning the building down, by the way, just so you know.
Not my problem.
You got attacked on your way out. Wow, whoops. That's very
I mean,
yellow.
they wanted no one to be in it.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah.
Now we
So-
burn it to the ground and no one's
That
in it.
is Indigo's turn. This Durgar finally gets to act and is just trying to get into the room, but isn't able to. Strawn, you can try to attempt to get out of your bindings now if you really want. If you feel like it. Hey! So you're able to finally wiggle your way out of the bindings, and you are now free.
Let's go. Indigo pulls and the fucking, like, it's just like pulling on the one, like, string and the bunny laces just like
Twinkles, it is your turn. You're kind of hurt. There's some shit going on.
I can't actually see through this door at all. It's just completely blocking the other side.
Yeah, just disengage and come out here. The water's
What if
fine.
I move you? There you go.
No,
If you want to
to
close the door, go ahead. Then they can't take opportunity attacks on you.
Yeah,
Just
I'll
one.
just
just
close the door.
Okay. So
Yeah,
what are you doing
I'll
now?
close the door.
That's your item interaction. What are you doing now?
I will disengage, and I will go to Esophese. That's 5, 10, 15.
Disengage
And
is
I
your action.
probably can pick him up. He's probably not 100 pounds.
You can drag. You can drag him.
Age 400.
You can drag him, but that's an item interaction. You just used yours to close the door.
Well, if I'm going to disengage, I'm not going to close the door. I won't bother.
Okay,
I don't really
then,
care.
yeah,
The
alright,
door
then
is going to
door's-
open it next turn.
Door's still open then. Such a weird.
But I can't pick up Esophese.
You can drag Esophese. You can't pick him up. You're just a little bit too weak, but you can drag him.
Jesus, how heavy is he?
He's not that heavy. You're just that weak.
I can lift 105 pounds.
Oh yeah, but you got your gear on you as well, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I'm overcomer.
The dog, can get himself out.
That is all I can do.
All right, then Durgar's turn. They're gonna step inside, go over here, and attack you.
Yeah, figured. Oh, they miss.
And completely biff it. Aurelia, do you want to try to get
Losers.
out of your bindings? Yep, no.
No, we're not working out.
Durgar's here, going up to here, and going to attack Twinkles.
Oh,
4
I'm down.
damage. Oh shit. Twinkles is now unconscious, making death saves. Fucking. Hold on. My mouse is busted. Yeah, fucking.
Oh, I thought it was because of the.
Slams desk.
All I heard was speaking in the background, and then you're like, "Hold on."
No. It's just my mouse wasn't clicking, so I had to smash it to get it to work again. I need a new mouse. I just haven't had the time.
Hang
to
on,
buy
my
one.
fucking family's speaking again. I didn't give them permission.
Jesus Christ. Esophese is now on the ground. Is he trying to wiggle his way out? Why the hell can you guys not see Dog? That's weird.
He's
Oh, okay.
probably. I can see Doug.
Yeah, it's just weird because like how vision is working for the cameraman. It's just a little bit strange.
Esophese is going to be trying to break Fierce's bindings as he's trying to repair. They're like, oh, Twinkles, you've gotten dinged.
All right, then he's gonna have to start.
Yeah,
He's gonna have to
roll
make
that.
a. Oh,
That's going to be a 4.
Unfortunately, no. He's not.
Fortunately.
I don't get it.
Durgar is gonna go out here and is going to attack Indigo.
Oof.
Won't hit.
Won't hit. So
14
you're not
AC.
hit. It's looking like you're leaving some people to die.
I just dropped Strawn. And then he comes over and he goes to bring down the axe, and I just like do the thing where you just put like your arm like in the crook of it, and I'm just like, I was talking.
It is Boy's turn. He's going to start ripping at Esophese's bindings to try to get him out of here. So that's another athletics check. And that unfortunately does not make it. So, Esophese is still bound, and Boy has an owner to save. So, he's actually going to go ahead and move right there and just start growling at the Duragar. He's not able to do anything else, though.
What a Chad!
This Duragar comes in here, moves up there, and is going to attack the dog.
No!
Oh, no!
I don't know if you guys knew this, but this dog ain't some weak-ass shit. It's still alive. It's bloodied, but it's alive.
I mean, they roll a 1 and a 2 in their attack, so that's quite lucky as well.
Yeah.
Would you have survived if it was fucking 17 damage?
Yeah. Indigo, what are you doing?
I'm going to use my item interaction to close this door. And then
Door
I'm
closed.
going to move.
Are you just gonna run away?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You can try to break somebody else's bindings for them, by the way. That's
Yeah, I'm
always
gonna
been an
move.
option.
I'm gonna move over here, and then they come with me, and I'm gonna, or I guess Strawn doesn't, but Aurelia will. And I'm gonna try to break Aurelia's bindings.
All right, give me that. Give me an athletics roll.
All right.
I believe in you.
And it's
Uh,
not
Can I
looking.
cast guidance?
No.
No, that's Hot's in action.
16.
Not enough to break the binding, so you're just kind of dragging them
Alright.
along with you as you're
All right, then I'll drop Aurelia.
Yeah, that's fine.
To the left of me, essentially, and then I'm holding my ground where I'm at.
Okay. Duragar here. He's gonna come on in. And it's just gonna be like, where'd they go? Out the door! Slammed it in my face! So they're gonna
How
come over
rude.
here, open the door,
rude.
and they're able to, with all their movements, they can open the door, and that's about where they end. So the door is now open
Wonderful.
again. Strawn, what are you doing? You're now finally free of your bindings.
Yeah, I got a question about what is on our persons.
You have no weapons. Your weapons
No
were confiscated. Everything else is there. No weapons. Anything like
okay.
daggers, anything that's like pointy, bad.
So I wouldn't have my technical small knife with me.
No.
Because I do have a small knife in my inventory.
You
That's
do-
not a
uh,
dagger.
It's not a weapon.
It's not a weapon. It's definitely not a weapon.
Uh-huh.
So they wouldn't have
So-
checked for that. And using it to
Okay.
attack would be at disadvantage.
No,
It's not a weapon.
Could I at least take it out and free Aurelia from their binds?
It would. Okay, yeah, you can use that at advantage. Give me a to attack. If you can use it to give yourself
Sleight of hand?
advantage on the sleight of hand roll to undo the bindings, but you can't use it to attack
Okay.
them. Well, you can, but it'd be at disadvantage. So it's like, fuck it. You have advantage.
It's a 5.
14.
That's not enough.
So you're able to snap a few, but you're just not able to get them out of it. So you're just gonna come over here and trying to get them
I
out.
never said it was a sharp knife.
Yeah, it's not very great. Twinkle's a needed death saving throw.
Coming up, baby.
And I gotta tell you guys, this isn't looking great.
Oh shit.
No, I am going to run away. Probably next turn.
Twinkles has one death save failure. And you're about to
One death
lose the
save.
dog as well. Alright.
Whatever, it was just a plot point.
Fairly important.
Whatever. Who cares about the
Alright.
story? We might as well just go back to the.
We kind of know where we were going.
Kinda. This Duragar is going to go up to Esophese and just knock him unconscious.
He probably could do that without too much trouble.
Yeah.
A slight sneeze.
Oh, absolutely.
Esophese is knocked unconscious, and it's just he's making death saves because of it. Aurelia,
dog
do you, you're still bound.
Well, if it was non-lethal damage, then he's.
It wasn't.
Not,
It
I don't
wasn't.
think-
It wasn't.
Okay, then
It
he's
was
dead.
lethal
He's straight up
damage.
dead.
Yeah. So
He's absolutely straight up dead.
like Esophese is just gone. Rest in pieces. I'm sorry.
So I'm
Matt.
gonna thaumaturgy the door close.
Do you need a somatic component for
Nope,
that?
it's only verbal.
What's the distance
It was only verbal. Like 30 feet?
for thaumaturgy?
30 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
Shut. It's like, damn it!
It was all my movement to get over there.
The Durgar is now going to attack the dog. And
If I can't see it, it doesn't happen. Eyes closed. Dog fine my eyes.
dog is limping. Nobody can see it, but the dog is limping.
The dog
Esophese
should
is-
disengage and get the fuck out of there.
Well, I closed the door on it, so it's a little.
It can
worrisome.
open a door. It's a smart dog.
Esophese is dead.
I don't know.
This door
about that.
opens. It's like you, and it runs at you, and it's going to attack with their war pick.
I literally never did anything to you.
You take 5 points
I'm
of
gonna use my
damage.
stone's endurance.
Oh shit! How's that work again?
Yeah,
It's
that's-
like as a reaction,
Uh,
something.
As a reaction, I roll a d12 and add my con modifier, and then it negates that much damage.
Plus con.
So it negates 6 damage. So I take
All
none.
the damage. You take no damage.
Yep. He swings it, and it just sinks into my arm, but then just bounces out, and I'm just like, please don't touch me.
The dog is going to disengage. Huh.
Get the fuck out of here. Full speed, full dash. Get out of there.
It can disengage.
Oh, he took his action
That's
to
about
disengage. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna run all the way over here to the door, but that's as far as it can get. Actually, no, it has 40 feet, so it's runs out here.
Go in the
And it
other
sees the-
direction.
Go
Runs this
dog.
way.
Meet
Yeah,
up
it's
with you
just,
later.
yeah, it just runs the other way.
We'll meet
So the
again
dog is
soon,
alive,
boy.
everybody. So
Yes!
far, anyway.
Esophese
this-
is totally fucking gone.
Zaltu will have to re-roll a character.
Steps on out here. The Durgar does, and
The
attacks
dog!
God damn it. We were so. God damn it. We were so
Ooh.
close.
The dog.
It's not
is-
dead.
The dog is knocked unconscious, and for the sake of everything, I'm gonna make it roll death saves. So it's unconscious. It gets yelps, and it gets with the war pick, it goes directly into it, and it gets knocked on the ground and starts bleeding across the floor. Indigo.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out. I'm gonna disengage, grab Aurelia and Strawn, and I'm out.
I think Strong can get themselves. So yeah, you're just
Okay,
running.
then I'm gonna disengage and just with Aurelia.
And
I mean, you
one
can
of the
drag strong anyway.
one of the Duragar, just says, "Don't follow after them. We can't let the other townspeople know we're here." And just
I'm gonna tell fucking everyone.
I'm telling.
So
You killed
Aurelia
my
is
dog.
getting
I'm telling.
Aurelia is going to be dragged along with them. Strawn, is there one thing you want to do, or do you want to just start sprinting and run? All right. Then, for the sake of all this, I want Twinkles to give me 2 more death saving throws, just for the sake of things.
I'm in now. That's definitely another failure.
That's
Oh
another
god,
failure.
one more.
Pog.
On a 1, a 1, a 1, a 1.
Hey!
That's a 19.
One more, because they're not going to try to help you. see.
What?
Damn.
Dead.
Ooh.
Super
I'm
dead.
sorry. I'm sorry,
Super
Zaltu.
broken.
I really am. I'm gonna drag ourselves back to this as I stop this combat music because that's
More
not
like,
gonna-
sorry, DM, because you're gonna have to edit your streaming stuff with a new.
Yeah, with a new.
Sunday.
The 3 of you manage to run off. Eventually, Aurelia gets untied, and you run off to somewhere in town. Is there a specific spot you're going?
So I've been hearing a lot about the uphill climb. I'm gonna tell everyone I know.
Dude,
As I'm going through, I'm knocking on doors and I'm like, "There's Draugr and the Denver's Rest," and it's just going all the way up to the uphill.
You see, like
any
some of
clout
you like
I have to be like, hey.
you run into the
Yeah.
town's militia. Like some of them, you just like run into a town guard, just like what? we'll check right away, and then they just start going off. It's fucking. It's like
right
they
now,
very
save my
clearly.
Dog.
Yeah.
The
They killed
dog.
they killed my father. He was a small rock gnome. You may have saw him repeatedly call me son.
Ignore what I'm doing here.
He was both of our fathers. Don't ask about our moms.
All right. Ignore what I was doing there. So you
It's a
guys
sword
all
stone. It's
managed.
a dog's death saving throws, and he immediately succeeded.
You all head to the uphill climb. As you enter, because we're getting really close to just ending it off for the night anyway.
Yeah.
You end up at the uphill climb, and it's definitely much smaller. There's a couple people, but not nearly as much as there was in Bryn Shander at the North Look. And a middle-aged man, a human, is manning the bar, and just looks at you and says, "You all look haggard. Need a drink?"
Yes. We went to Danav's Rest. It was full of Draugr.
What?
Kill us all.
Duergar.
Killing
Duergar, yeah.
my father. Yeah, Duergar. Sorry. It's the
What is a
artist.
Draugr?
It's the
A Draugr is a entirely different creature. We've had our asses handed to us. We have no weapons. I could use a nap.
All right. It's very unfortunate that I have to tell you this. We have no open rooms.
The floor will
So
be
you're
fine.
telling me that even if we had come here, listen, I will sleep in your lobby. I don't give a shit.
I won't stop you. Not after how you look. But it's gonna
Thank
cost
you.
you.
All right.
If you
How
want a
much?
better
More than a
room
room.
sleep, and no, we'll get to that later. So you guys decided to go basically sleep for the rest of the day at the uphill climb.
Just get our fucking long rest in because we're all fucked up.
And it's at that point.
But technically, you can't take a long rest until tonight.
All right, but we'll
Well, yeah, you gotta
Watch
wait
me.
like 24 hours. You gotta wait 12 hours before you can
Alright.
take another long rest. But
then
yeah,
we'll,
you can take a
we'll
short
chill
rest
at the
here.
uphill climb for a bit, and then we'll come back to Dinner's Rest and see what the militia found.
All right. I'm gonna say you guys spend a couple hours just like taking a short rest. You can definitely do that. Eventually, there's some scratching and whining that can be heard on the front door,
Doggy lives.
I opened it up.
and there's a
Doggy.
dog that's just limping and all bloody and comes up right up to you and starts.
I
licking
embrace
you.
it.
Yeah.
Dog, cure wounds.
We did it.
Do
We
it.
did it,
Do it.
boys.
Yeah. Cure wounds.
We did it, boys.
Yeah. You heal the dog for the majority of its health.
We did lose one dog, but we did get another.
Oh, actually, the 11 fully heals them. They're
I don't-
Well,
I
the
didn't-
11 was my hit dice. It
I
wasn't
didn't roll
the
that
healer.
one. Yeah, I rolled the
Oh.
1, so it's 5.
how much? It's your
I'm
wisdom.
rolling-
It's like your wisdom modifier.
Charisma.
Right?
It's charisma because I'm a.
It's just whatever your
I'm a
spellcasting
sorcerer.
modifier is.
So
which
what's
is a
your?
4, so it's only 5
It's a
HP.
4. So it's 5 HP. Okay, that's still better.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and call it there today, and we'll
All right.
continue this next week. And I'm so sorry that it happened that way. I knew as soon as you guys were like, "We want to go and Demon's Rest," like this is full of challenge rating 1 enemies at first level, and I don't want to tell them that because I want to let them
Listen.
figure it out themselves. It just sucks.
We were all pretty sure we were going to lose Esophese after the first session. We didn't know Twinkle existed.
I'm
we
sorry.
didn't know we'd lose him too.
I am so sorry, Zaltu. I'll get together with you at some point to make your new character, but
Yeah, I'll have to think about that.
yeah. So for tonight, we're gonna end it up on a somber note. We already lost a party member at first level, which actually
He's gonna
I
have
kind of
like
expected.
So remember when I said I made my backup, and you were like, "Well, you're being a little like
presumptuous.
Yeah,
Listen.
you're being overcautious."
Listen,
Yeah,
first
I don't
level
know why you
adventures,
already have a
dude.
backup ready.
You don't go to the place that's boarded up. You don't sleep there during the night.
Unlocked.
It was unlocked.
It was literally unlocked, yeah.
No one's
That's
been
not
in
an
there, and so we were like, "Oh,
excuse.
cool, no one's in there."
They literally said nobody's been there for years. How are we supposed to know that there were people there?
All right. Everybody who's watching on Twitch, thanks so much for stopping by today. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. It was a lot of whiplash today on everything that happens. I was expecting there to be a total party kill at some point there, but whatever. So I'll see you guys next week as we continue this. Normal streams will happen as normal, so I'm just gonna be playing fucking Hollow Knight on here, blah blah blah, whatever. But Rime of the Frostmaiden will continue next Friday. Tune in to see who Zaltu ends up playing instead from now on, and anything else.
It's the Five Nights at Freddy animatronic hybrid of soul
Todd.
and robot.
Yes, the dog. He's playing the
It's
dog.
just Isophese's son. All the stats are the same.
Yeah, like father, like son. He's just got
And-
slightly less white hair.
And Todd's favorite work of his artificer stuff, Winkle.
All right.
My grand master creation.
We'll see y'all later. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.